Hey, Carl.
Hey, Todd.
Deborah says you're working on a fancy app or something?
Hold on. Not really working on it yet. I just don't know which cloud service to go with.
Well, I've got a cousin on my Queens side that swears by DigitalOcean. Says they're easy to use, have straightforward pricing, and really focus on making developers happy.
DigitalOcean, huh? I'm gonna check them out.
What the hell?
Dude, how are you doing that?
I'm not.
This is actually expert bullet. Oh! The rocks! The rocks! Oh, and he had the match! Oh! Wait! He resigned when he could have won the piece! Now he can take the pawn G4. Oh, he's got a queen! He should take the whole queen! Oh, the D6 pawn is hanging. And now rook H7. Wow, that was brilliant!
You glance over at your opponent's clock and wait a minute, I just need to make moves that don't hang pieces.
Oh, he hung a piece? You are the ultimate jinx. Oh no, that's oh my gosh. Oh, how is he doing this?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. I'm Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky, chopping it up today with FIDE Master Anna-Maya Kazarian. Anna-Maya, good afternoon to you. I am beyond excited. I get the best of both worlds. I'm playing and commentating. Can't wait for the BCC final stage to kick off.
Me too, Danya. Good to be here. I'm really happy to be doing this, hosting this show today together with you. What do we have today, Danya?
So let's go over the format. We have 16 players, and this will be a double elimination format. So there will be 30-minute matches, and the highest score after those 30 minutes advances. It's very simple. The players, they face off in a 30-minute match. The player with a higher score at the end of the 30 minutes wins the match and advances further onward. But even if you lose the match, you get seeded into the losers bracket, so nobody is fully eliminated. Anamai, that's a nice new touch. And you know what else is a nice touch? Oh, these prizes. For sure, yeah, it looks really good. And we're about to have some amazing matches for sure today. Yeah, I mean, 20,000 for first place. They're gonna play amazing matches even without the prizes, but this just adds a whole nother element. And speaking of amazing matches, let's look at the players and at the bracket. Anamaya, any names that catch your eye, any matches that you're especially excited about? Obviously, it's very exciting to see Hikaru play after his amazing performance in the Grand Prix. I'm really looking forward to see him play in Bullet today. But obviously, we have many more amazing matchups. All of the big names are playing in this tournament. So I'm really excited for all matches here. Yeah, I mean, Tang Caruana, we have Robson Van Forest, and we have part of the matches today. And part of the match, I mean, Hikaru Nakamura, of course, is playing today against Alexei Sarana, who's going to try to score the upset of the millennium. And in terms of the schedule, we have, of course, some of these matches today, and we have some matches tomorrow, March 4th. So here you can see the schedule. We have the losers bracket on March 7th, and then the quarterfinal on March 9th, and so on. So, Anamaya, lots of action coming up in the month of March. This is not just March Madness in basketball, but March Madness in Bullet as well. For sure, Danya. And for the audience, make sure that you check out the Bullet Chess Championship article. You can view that when you go at go.chess.com/BCC2022 for more information about the event. And also, we're on there's chess.com/events, so make sure to check us out there as well. Definitely make sure that you're watching, you're following your favorite players. There's just something magical about Bullet, Anamaya. It's just such a different game from Blitz, Rapid, and Classical. We just don't often get this much high-level Bullet in such a short time. So, I'm incredibly excited to be commentating this. Me too, yeah. I'm definitely expecting a lot of firework today, a lot of madness, a lot of flagging. Do you think we'll see a lot of gambits today? Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on, somebody like Alexei Sarana who's playing Hikaru. I think he might end up taking a lot more risks and We'll definitely see tons of sacrifice. I mean, you can have a style in Bullet. I think somebody like Min, for example, has a much more positional style than someone like Eric. And we'll definitely delve into these players and their level of experience and their styles. But first, we're going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we will have the first match for you. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. Back on the other side of this break.
See you in a bit.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Todd.
Deborah says you're working on a fancy app or something.
You know, hold on. Not really working on it yet. I just don't know which cloud service to go with.
Well, I've got a cousin on my queen's side that swears by DigitalOcean. Says they're easy to use, have straightforward pricing, and really focus on making developers happy.
DigitalOcean, huh? I'm gonna check them out.
What the hell? Dude, how are you doing that?
I'm not.
Welcome back to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean, here with FIDE Master Anamaya Kazarian, and the games are about to begin. All of the matches are going to be played separately so we can fully focus on each match as it's going down. Let's have a look at the 4 matches that we will have for you today. And Anamaya, some of these are so evenly matched. We start with Bortning against Sanwani. Both of them are obviously incredible bullet players. Who you got?
Oh, I would not be able to choose between those two. Those two are some amazing chess players, and I wouldn't be able to pick a favorite here. Do you happen to have a favorite?
I mean, I'd probably have to go with Bortning by a very slim margin. Funny thing is that they're currently number 2 and number 3 in live chess behind Hikaru. So this just shows you how good they're in both bullet and blitz. Now, I'm a little bit more familiar with Bortning's. I think perhaps everybody's a little more familiar with Bortning's bullet mastery. I mean, he's been at the top of the bullet leaderboard for many years now. And I think his experience level might surpass Raunak's just a little bit.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. I'm very looking forward to see that match. But before we get started, everyone, we are hosting a community poll. You guys can also vote in the chat. Make sure that you vote on who you think that will win this match. You can type one of the names from who your favorite is, and at the end of the poll, we'll announce the results.
That sounds great. Absolutely. Get involved, spam, enjoy, fasten your seatbelts, because some of these matches I can already sense are going to go down to the wire. And this format, 30 minutes per match, is very conducive, Anamaya, to matches coming down to the last game. And there's nothing I love more than a match that goes down to the last couple of moves.
Absolutely. I'm expecting a lot of craziness. It's bullet. It's not even with increments. Sometimes we've seen 1+1 formats, but this is 1+0, and it will all come down to the final seconds, milliseconds even.
Yeah, it will. It will. And we have Bortning Sanwani. They're about to begin. That'll be followed by Lei Tuan Min. That's, of course, wonderful time against Eric Hansen. Then we have Zhigalko Jose Martinez. And rounding it out will be Hikaru against Alexei Serena. But here we go. The games are underway. Bortning has the white pieces. The first game, start the 30-minute counter. And Anamaya are Rui Lopez in game 1.
Rui Lopez, so far so good. Ranak is opening with d5 over here, queen in the middle of the board. And it looks like black is taking over the initiative here. Looks already very promising.
Really bad. Queen e4 was very strong there. Queen e4 looked winning. This endgame still better for black. Weak pawns on the king side. Ranak playing this very, very confidently.
Yeah, it's very surprising to see how big of an advantage Ranak has been able to get from the opening already a few moves in.
Yeah, and he castles queenside attacking the pawn on d3. I think he's going to send that f-pawn down the board. He's still got that 8-second time advantage.
Yeah, Bortning making sure the bishop is not getting trapped on e3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, f4 otherwise would have trapped the bishop. Still good position. 30 seconds now for Bortning as he tries to get that knight to e6. Ranak's going to see that, of course.
Exactly, and the time is ticking down. It's very uncomfortable for Bortning to be so down on time, but he's catching up. He's playing faster now.
He's playing faster, defending the pawn on f3. And what up, bishop e6 check and knight d7? Ooh, but then the bishop on e6 hangs in the end. Ranak, taking his time. He's got to move his. I think he's got to move his king. No, he
sacrifices the exchange. Yeah.
A little puzzling. a5. Now Bortning up in exchange, both down to 20 seconds. Still anybody's game. Black has pretty active pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the pawn?
Drops the pawn.
Oh, that was a disaster. Now Bortning should be winning, but he's down to 15 seconds.
15 seconds. Oh gosh, Bortning is trying to trade off some rooks.
He succeeded, and now he's going to pick up the pawns. He should win this. He should win this.
Gotta go faster. The time is super, super close, and with those 2 knights on the board, it's very, very hard to see who's gonna come out of this in good manner.
Here's another trade. Now I think Bortnik's going to win this. He's got lots of checks here to force black to waste more time. And Bortning, look at that speed.
Look at the pawn.
93, one last attempt. Now he's not going to make it. Oh, and he takes the knight. Look at how quickly he did that. And that's it. It's over.
Wow. And just by a second. Oh, there was always a stalemate.
Oh, there's always
Wow.
stalemate risks. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness,
wow,
that
what
was
a
close.
first game.
And Bortnik playing his vintage, his classic Alekhine, which is basically all he plays in bullet games.
Okay, interesting to hear that. Looks very good so far for, both sides are playing very well here. Wow, okay, white has a little space though.
Yeah,
I really
B6
like to see
forcing
that.
the bishop back. Ugh, this looks pretty ugly. And Raunak off to a good start for the second game in a row, but can he sustain it? Bishop E5 though. Oh, Queen
The
E7. This is
C5 pawn
nasty.
is under
Yeah.
pressure, yeah.
It's a really weak pawn, and Raunak gives it away. And takes a bishop A3, maybe pinning the knight, but I don't think this is going to work. Bishop D6 or bishop E5 both look fine for black.
Yeah, exactly. It does create some
97.
threats. Now maybe rook AD1 to attack, to put some more pressure on the knights.
For sure. Rook D1's a great move. Knight E4 is now possibly a threat.
Okay, those bishops could be dangerous. The knights are a little loose over there. Okay, there's
What's
a
going
trade
on?
happening.
Tons of trade.
Oh, but a
Ooh, that pawn on
B7 pawn
B6.
drops.
That B6 pawn looks pretty deadly. Bishop C5.
Ooh.
No, this looks terrible for black now.
Yeah, and Raunak is also up on time by quite a lot. So it looks like he has this in the bag.
I think he does. B7. Oh, and that's a mouse slip by Bortning. He meant to play King H7. He's going to
Ooh.
resign this one. And Raunak equalizing the score. Here we go.
Yeah, that was very clean. He gave away the C5 pawn, but quickly after that, he came back and won very convincingly.
Yeah, something went wrong there in that series of trades for Bortning. He lost that crucial pawn. Now we have a bishop's opening in this game, which is a pretty good bullet opening. You can make a lot of moves fast. Oh, there was a tactic there with knight takes e4 that was missed, but
Oh, wow. Is that a tactic you see often in this opening, right?
no, almost never actually. And long castle, also not something you see every day in this opening. Opposite side castling.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see. Obviously, maybe in some longer time controls, you cannot really afford moves like this, but here it's perfectly fine. Anything can happen. And as long as you make it very, very complicated, it will only benefit you in the end.
Right. And I think Raunak's having more fun here. He's got the open B file that he can use to attack Alexander, trying to get his pieces into the center. Maybe he wants to sack on H6 at some point. Maybe he can just grab the pawn, take D5, take C7. He's down 10 seconds, though. And like you
For
said,
sure.
Anamai, these are very dangerous positions to play in bullet. Whoever's king is more exposed has the advantage.
Yeah, I'm very worried about White's king here, but the bishop on E5, B2 is covered very well, and it looks like Bortnik is defending really well here. So he might be just fine.
Bishop B8, that was a tricky move, trying to get his other rook to B8. Bortning dropping back. Raunak still wants to go rook FB8, but then rook E8 check might trade a pair of rooks. I think the most dangerous part of the game is behind him, and now it's White's turn to attack.
Ooh,
Here
F5,
he
very
goes.
good move, defending the pawn on G7.
But so is Bishop B4, forcing the trade. Bortning down. Look at his clock. Look at his clock. He's down to 11 seconds. Oh, this is dangerous. Rook E7 threatening mate.
It's very costly.
Raunak should be able to flag him if he's fast.
Takes the pawn A5, but it might not be enough with the time situation.
My goodness, 3-on-2. This is a ridiculous position. Who is going to flag who? Bortnik's still down 2 seconds on the clock, but he's catching up. There's a queen trade. I don't think Bortnik's going to make it. He's pre-moving
super
everything. He's
close.
pushing his pawn. Oh, he's down to 2 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at his pre-moving.
Oh
This
my
is so
God.
impressive. Oh, rook D5
Wow.
forcing the rook trade. Oh, down to 0.5.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's flagging.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No way. Bortnik came back from that. There is no way. He won by 0.2 seconds.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How did he do that? He had like 2 seconds to 5.
That was impossible. He did the impossible. Wow.
That
I
is
need to know what mouse
absurd.
he's using. That's insane.
I need to know what brain he's using. I want that brain.
Me too, yeah.
That
Okay, we're
and
back
that
to the
mouse.
same position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Bortning is taking his time again. It's like he's absolutely on third 20 seconds, 10 seconds. I can win with any amount of time.
absolutely crazy. And now Ranak is up on time again. And let's see how
Ugh.
it's going to make use of that. But Ranak is up in exchange. Sorry, down in exchange now. but it
he's
looks
got
very
stuff.
nice for him here. Yeah, he's got stuff. B7 pawn is hanging.
Ugh.
The activity of the bishops is slowly coming back. They're
But this is
looking a little bit
complete
awkward right
disaster.
now. Yeah.
This is a disaster. Look at these pawns. No, but Bortning shouldn't have repeated this opening. Now he's down 20 seconds. He's completely lost. These passers should decide the game. Rook d6,
Yeah.
bishop b2, anything.
Yeah, this is madness. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, queen trade. No, but these pawns are completely
Yeah, this
unstoppable.
bishop on b5. Oh,
Alexander's going to have to make some sort of modification in the opening because this whatever he's doing in the Alekhine is not working.
yeah. Seems like. Do you think Ranak prepared for this specifically?
Oh yeah, I remember this line when I was preparing the Alekhine for Ray Robson at the U.S. Championship. He destroyed me. Full disclosure. But this line came up. This line. Oh, bishop c7. Look at this. He's going to promote his pawn. This line came up. So Ranak following the top theoretical recommendation. 2-2.
Okay. Yeah. Very tight a match. Looks like they're playing better with the black pieces.
Yeah, at 0-1. Right. Okay, so
they should be playing better with the black pieces.
Yeah, something's going down on the black pieces. But let's see if Ranak can turn this around in this game. It's a Jababa London, which is one of Bortnik's favorite weapons. Again, a good position for black out of the opening. More space, queenside pressure.
Yeah, looks really good for black here. I like the bishop on g3. It takes away a lot of squares from black, but what does it do else? Not really much, you know? So
Right.
it's a nice piece, that for sure.
Good bishop, but maybe can white break through in the center? Bortning not doing much there. a5, closing it down. I don't know. But, oh, not queen takes a5. There's a pawn. Oh, he just took it and went back.
That's just the freebie right there. And now that square e5 is available again, can the black knight go to e4, you think? Oh, trades off the
He just
knight.
decided to trade it, which makes sense. And now back to e7. Again, round up 10 seconds on the clock. And up a pawn. He should be able to win this. Our first en passant.
Our first en passant.
Should win this. I mean, he can maneuver this until tomorrow morning. He has a bunch of improving moves he can make. Bortning just going queen b3.
Bortning just going back and forth, queen b1, queen b3. Anything to get some time advantage back here because he's down on time.
Hey.
5 seconds difference.
He's catching up though. It's down to 3
He
seconds.
is.
It was just 10 seconds. How is he doing this?
Yeah, his
Look at that
strategy is
speed.
really, really good, actually. I mean, what can black do here? Unless black does do something crazy, like rook takes c3.
Oh, bishop takes b5. That was a dirty pre-move, and he got his pawns. Now Bortning is better. He should be able to win this. He's got 11 seconds, though. He needs to start pre-moving. Queen d2, trying to force the queen trade. Ranak says no. f4.
Bortning is just moving the queen left and right.
Dude, f4, and Bortning managed to take it. Now he's going to win that bishop. Oh, queen f6, queen trade. G5.
Still holding.
It's anybody's game. 8 seconds to 4. Bortning starts to check him.
Takes the bishop, but is it enough? He only has 2-point-something seconds.
Oh, he pre-moved d.
Oh,
How did he do that?
He took the final pawn, so he has the draw for
he's
sure.
gonna
But
win.
this is looking like a win. Checkmate even. Wow.
God, he won. He had over a second on his clock when he won. He didn't even need that last second.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Let's see in the next game if we're gonna see an improvement here.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're repeating this line.
They're repeating this line. Yeah, I'm curious to see what's gonna change now.
Okay, so Bortning put his bishop on e7 rather than on d6. So the move c5, which Ranak was playing, won't come with tempo anymore. That makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like a good
Black's
improvement.
position, though.
Trades off the bishop.
No?
Yeah, it's a bit passive. I guess it's not the worst, but yeah, I can imagine it's a bit hard to adjust your openings during such a match like this. Like bullet, there's a lot of things going on.
Very right. Yes, yeah, that's absolutely true. And if you have a opening problem in a bullet match, it's actually a lot of trouble.
Exactly. And now the knight on d5 has a lot of pressure. Let's see how it's going to deal with it. Rook c8 just drops it. And after rook takes c1, there's knight takes f6 check.
It's over. Rook d5 again with the black pieces.
Yeah. Wow. Are we gonna see like a like the score like jump back and forth like this the entire match?
I mean, this is crazy. They've both won 3 games now, assuming that this will be Queen D8, trading queens. No, this is easy. Rook A5, mopping up all the
Raonic
pawns.
he has so much time, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
he's got
even
30 seconds.
Yeah.
What is he trying to do? I think Sasha can resign here. No, he's just taking
I
all
mean,
of his
seeing
pawns.
what Bortning has done, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like hoping for something here, but being a piece down, it makes things very difficult. So moving on to the next game.
3-3 is our score. Another Jababa London. Now, Bortning hasn't been getting great positions out of the opening with either color, but with the white pieces, he's managed to recover. With black, he's getting swept off the board in those Alekhine positions. I think he might have to make a change on move 1, Anamaya. I mean, I think he has to do something drastic because this is not working for him.
I completely agree. The Alekhine, if you don't know what you have to do against it, like B, it can be really difficult, but it seems like Raonic knows perfectly what to do against it. And there, wait a second, what happened? And Rook just
He blundered that rook. Queen G5, and you couldn't take
now
F8.
the Rook that was a checkmate threat.
Oh man, now Bortning is down in exchange. He's completely lost. Oh man,
Wow.
Raonic is going to go up by 1.
Finally, a win with the black pieces, no?
Assuming that nothing ridiculous happens here.
Exactly. Yeah, obviously it's bullet, so anything can still happen. And seeing what Bortning has been able to do in this match already, being down on the clock and still managing to win the game. We shouldn't be assuming anything yet, but it's not looking good for him, that for sure.
And now if queen trade is essentially forced, no, this is complete. Rook C2 is the simplest. And now you're basically forcing a rook trade. Bortning declines it, but now he has to give up more pawns. Ugh.
The rook is trying to escape from all the trades.
This is ugly.
Yeah, this is really difficult. Raonic has 30 seconds. It's almost impossible.
30 seconds to 7 seconds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's actually crazy how fast Raonic is.
Yeah, he is incredibly fast. He's up on time like almost every game, and the rest is a matter of simplifying Bortning doing whatever he can, but he's going to let his clock run out here.
I'm actually surprised. Like, he's trying everything he can, and it's actually, I mean, to see him survive so well still in such a terrible position, it's actually amazing.
Yeah, I think Alexander needs some coffee, and this halftime break could not come soon enough because he's just lost the first game of the match with the white pieces. He's down by a point, and he needs to reorient himself, make some changes, and we will give him the time to do that. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. Back with more Bortning Sanwani on the other side of this break.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. We are halfway through our first match between Alexander Bortning and Raunak Sanwani. Anamaya, I think no doubt that Alexander is the pre-match favorite by a little bit, but currently he's down a point. He's having a lot of trouble in the opening.
Exactly, and also Raunak is playing super fast from the start, and it's almost every single game Bortning has to catch up on the time, and in some games he managed to come back from that and turn it into a win, but it's looking very dangerous for Bortning, and I'm really looking forward to see how he's going to improve his play style in the upcoming 15 minutes of the match.
I mean, especially with the black pieces, because
For sure.
his Alekine is in big trouble right now, frankly. So we'll see what he does. Will he change up the Alekine, play something else? Or did he look some stuff up during the break?
Exactly. And we also have a community poll going on before every single match starts. We'll ask you guys who your favorite is. And from the first match, the results are that 80% of you guys are thinking that Bortning is gonna win the match and 20% is voting Raunak. So that's a very interesting stats, and it makes a lot of sense that you guys think Bortning is the favorite. But for now, Raunak is leading with a score of 4-3, and I believe the game has started again.
And here we go. And here's our answer. It's still an Alekine, but this time he's gone G6, which is a fundamentally different approach from his first couple of games. So there's the answer. He still plays the Alekine, but he adopts a different setup. I still feel like this is very passive, though.
Yeah, with the bishop on G7, maybe that's just a better way to go than with the bishop on E7 and D6. And
Rook E6 there looked like an interesting exchange sacrifice, by the way. This still looks really bad for black.
Yeah, damaging the black pawn structure over there looked really interesting. But yeah, once again, bishop C, that's not a move you want to make.
No, and again, queen F3. I mean, white's play is so easy here. You can just put pieces on good squares.
Yeah, exactly. And Raunak has an amazing space advantage here. Bortning is trading pieces, so that it would be much better for him. Queen C4? What's the queen doing there?
Yeah, but now rook A1, he had to go back to defend the pawn on A4. This looking more double-edged, but here comes the pawn, and the other pawn falls on E7. Now it's 2 pawns down. What does Bortning do? The knight is hanging on C5. He's down 10 seconds again.
Yeah, this is a very complicated position. Rook C7 dropping the knight.
Oh, but that took him forever. Now knight takes C8. Wrong rook.
Oh, that's the queen for 2 rooks. Is this enough for Bortning? I don't think so. No. There's a lot of pieces here for it, but he's taking some pawns.
He's taking some pawns, but here comes the A pawn. That's the only important pawn. And it's 18 seconds to 8. Raunak has got to move, though. We know that if it comes down to a time scramble, Bortning's the favorite. How do you stop the pawn? Oh, there's the answer. Oh, 98. Oh. He's trying his best, but he's not going to make it. Queen D1. Oh, no, it's not fast enough.
It's not enough. There's no checkmate, but no, he only has 1 second.
He's going to lose on time.
And that's rook H8. Yeah, that's a very typical flagging move, but also he was going to promote. What a time scramble there. What a game.
But again, Bortning is coming into these time scrambles down 5-7 seconds. And even though he's almost catching up, it's just not quite fast enough. Another Jababa London for Alexander. And with 13 minutes left on the match clock, you not in a must-win scenario just yet, but you're getting there.
Exactly. And right now in this position, Black's pawn structure is a little off, but instead for that, you have the pair of bishops. Let's see how Raunak is going to deal with this position.
I don't like this for white either. Raunak, he's getting his pieces to great squares. Look at that C2 pawn. That's a big weakness. Bortning trying to get active, but again, he's in trouble.
Exactly, and a pawn push like E5 could be very dangerous for white as well. It's bound to happen, and a move like E4 is never going to happen in this position.
G5 was excellent at stopping that at 4. Oh, yeah.
Spoke too soon.
He waited for you to say that, but the problem is it doesn't help. It just doesn't help. F5. Okay, Bortning trying to close down the position, but he has to give up control over the B file. Ugh. But
okay, that's looking interesting. The bishop on G6, yeah, it has to go to H5 because if you play G4, then the bishop is just trapped over there. So
bishop
okay, activating the pair of bishops.
All right. Whoa, rook, bishop h4. Bishop h4. Bishop coming to f6.
Bishop to f6 and rook h7, rook h8, checkmate.
Rook h7. Exactly. Oh my goodness, what a turnaround. Bortning's going to win.
Wow. What a
turnaround in
comeback.
this game. Whew. It's over. He wins the rook.
Wins the rook and, well, equal on time. And I wouldn't say that Bortning is in trouble because of it.
Jose Martinez in the chat, he jinxed him. He said Raunak is on fire. And the moment he said that, things take a turn for the worse. Now, this is obviously easily winning for white.
At least I can relate to this.
Wow. Big win for Bortning there as he shrinks the lead to 1.
Moving on from the Alekhine, Daya.
Yep. I like that choice. And he's a very good Philidor player. He likes the setup as well. And you can play lots of moves fast. The center is very closed. He's going to prepare f5.
Yeah, controlling the square f4 as well. I like this much more for black.
No, this is just amazing for black. And for once in this match, he's gotten a great position out of the opening. Knight h4 looks good. Still
exactly.
Knight h4. Oh.
Gotta keep it. Oh, I was going to say gotta keep an eye for sacrifice on h3. And there he goes. Knight takes h3.
Knight h4 now looks amazing for bishop g4. Bull.
Wow, bishop on f3.
Queen g4 and knight f4. Look, I mean, this just plays itself.
Yeah, it is looking very comfortable for white. Bishop takes g3. Oh, bishop takes f2. Look at that.
And now he's going to take everything. A resignation from Raunak. And
what a convincing win.
Roaring back to equalize
what a convincing win. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we're back to the Ruy Lopez.
Yeah. And this is looking pretty good for black out of the opening. c5, perhaps forcing the queen trade. You know, very comfortable position for Raunak, who's got to take a deep breath and stabilize here.
Exactly, threatening f5, so black played f5 to stop that. But now Bortning has a pawn on e5, a passed pawn.
On the other hand, though, black's got practical squares for pieces. Knight a5, knight c4, bishop on e6 is a great blockader, and the knight on e2 is really restricted. You can't ever get to d4. Rook d3
for sure,
good.
yeah. The pieces of white are a bit awkward, and it's not so easy to see where they can even go to, like which squares are nice for them.
And now more pressure on the queen side. But bishop c3, nice.
Yeah, bishop c3, making sure the knight doesn't go to d4, which is one of the best squares for the knight. And now
Possibly
offering
a
a
rook
trade of rooks.
Again, the time situation, not Bortnik's friend here. He's down to almost 15 seconds on the clock.
True. And knight e6, it looks like it's dropped the pawn on the 5, but then knight takes f4 check.
And king e4. King e4 defends the knight and attacks black's knight. No, Raunak doesn't do that. He gives up a pawn. Now this is looking really bad for black. As he tries to blockade.
He has only 12 seconds, though. I'm not sure if he can make something out of this.
I think Bortnik's going to win this.
You think so?
I think
Bishop
so.
c2? Oh, look at the pawns.
e6, e7. He's going to give up the bishop. Oh, yeah, this is winning for white. King, bishop c5, e3, got to stop the pawn. Bishop a3, he's got 6 seconds.
Oh, it's getting really, really close. It's going to come down 2 seconds again.
Bishop c5, bishop. Oh, bishop
pawn.
d4 was
the
wrong.
pawn.
And now black is flagging chances. But it should still be a draw. Bortning pre-moving. Can he get to both pawns at the same time? No, he should. This should be flaggable.
This is flagging territory.
B2!
B2 lost B2 and now it's over. Wow.
What a painful loss of Bortning.
That was such a good comeback from Bortning and it looks really, really good, but sadly it was not enough.
So close. I mean, he was winning at the end of that, allowing the king to get to g5. Totally understandable mistake. But he plays his Philidor. I really don't like what Raunak's doing. This line closing down the center this early, it plays right into Bortnik's hands.
Exactly.
And now he blunders a pawn.
Oh, that is a very costly pawn in the center, allowing f5 right away, and that is very difficult for white.
c4, he's trying to mix it up on the queen side, but no, this is bishop d6. This is just a dream position for black. f5, completely winning.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. The pawn on e5 got very vulnerable, but it was very easy to defend, so...
Oh, but cb. And Bortning forgot about the c-pawn. Knight takes c5.
The c-pawn! Oh, that is very, very unfortunate. But he's still doing fine. He still has a center.
He is fine, but now he's dropping another pawn.
Another pawn,
and bishop a4,
that's very
his whole
expensive.
position. Knight e6. Ugh. Knight c4. Goes queen c4.
Okay,
Pushes the
the
a pawn.
time situation is still acceptable though. I was seeing what Bortning has done already.
Now he's down a piece. Right. No, for him, this is like an ocean of time. Queen f2, knight f4. What a move! This wins the game. Look at that rook on g8. Oh my goodness, what a move!
What a tactic! How do you defend that? There's no way.
There
And we see
is no way.
resignation.
And he's down by 2 with 6.5 to go. He's got to basically has to win this game now.
Exactly. There's 6 more minutes on the match clock. 2-point difference. Will we see a comeback for Bortning? He should win this.
He basically has to win this game. And another Jababa London, another slightly precarious position here. But Black has a bunch of weak pawns on the queen side. Those doubled A pawns and another closed center C4. We've seen the structure before.
Yeah, I like the space advantage of white here. Like it's playing very, very passive, very solid. Not a big deal yet, but bishop takes h6. That is very, very. Bishop c7.
Bishop c7, winning the pawn on a5. There's that. White's up a pawn now. This should be winnable for Bortning.
Wow.
He likes it, and he's up on time too for once. He's up on time.
Yeah, that is definitely in his favor here for sure.
And he pushes that h-pawn down the board. No, this is really bad for Black. If that h-pawn gets to h6, Black's whole position is going to collapse.
For sure, yeah, the bishop will become much stronger on c3. Closes down the position with e5. Is that enough? d4 coming in, okay.
Oh, but now the pawn
yet.
can get to d3. It's not over at all. G takes h6 and d3 maybe. King g6. Now what this should be winning. Oh, what a move. Rook cg1 if Black takes the pawn.
Oh, yeah, that loses the rook. Now there's a pass on d3, but it's really easy to defend that. And also there was rook takes g7 threatening. And you just take that pawn. The h7 pawn is under attack now.
Which Raunak takes.
Okay.
Not the
Still
best
not
Bortning could have done
over.
here. But he should be able to win this. He should be able to flag, take the pawn on a7. This is not very easy to defend.
For sure, yeah. This is looking very good for Bortning. Pawn f3 is under attack, but it's very easy to defend. There he goes, rook g3. And there's a lot of pawns that Raunak has to deal with now.
Yeah, lots of pre-move potential for Whites. 12 seconds. I mean, the time is really what's going to kill Black here. This is an easy flag. And an easy win, actually. With 4 minutes to go, it's down to 1.
What a nice win from Bortning. I'm assuming he's not going to lose 8 seconds, right?
No, I don't believe so. And Raunak can bleed the clock, but there's plenty of time. And they're not just going to play one more game. That's a nice mate.
It's honestly really lovely to see, like, not per se going for the flag, but just trying to win the game, even with so little time left.
And Raunak, he keeps repeating, okay, this time he goes a5. Let's see if he can refrain from d5. A weird b5 en passant. Okay, we have an open center this time.
Okay, this is opening it up a little bit for Black here.
Bishop a7, I think, traps the exchange there. Instead, he parks the knight on d5 rather than the bishop, but he gives up e4 again.
Yeah, gives up the center again.
D5. He's down a piece now. Knight f6. Can you defend that bishop? I think you can.
The pieces are very loose here. Like knight takes e5, knight c6, also a threat over there that you need to take care of.
Yeah, I think that's what White should do. Take on e5. He takes on c5, but then queen b6. I think queen b6 is very strong because you target f2.
Exactly. Oh, bishop takes f2 first.
The clock again. That took him a long time to figure out. He's down to 25 seconds and he's thinking, oh man, this is going to be very, very hard. You can't lose this game if you're Bortning.
There's some very expensive seconds. But the position looks very, very simple to play now.
Yeah, so Black has a bunch of pre-moves here.
Exactly. So he can basically, save a lot of time there.
Rook b2. Great tactic. Knight d3 in the end.
That's a very expensive pawn.
Yes, it is. Now 2 pawns down. Bortning should be able to pull this out, but he's got 13 seconds. Raunak has 30.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Raunak. Despite the material difference.
I would try to force a rook trade if I'm Black. Rook b3. He does. Knight d4.
Oh, what a nice tactic.
He's got at least a draw in his pocket here. But can he pull out a win out of this? He needs to get to that g-pawn.
Easy to get the g-pawn. Yeah, g-pawn is a really good move.
Oh, there's even
Oh, that's a
Okay,
good
now he's
way.
got the
Good way
pawn.
to distract the knight. Yeah.
And look at his pre-moving. F5, F4. He's going to try him, but this should be a draw. This should be a draw. Yep.
Knight takes g4. That's it. Wow, what a save!
Okay. This
By
is
both players,
quite possibly
honestly.
the last game. Yeah. Here we
The
go.
last
Bortning
game,
has to
and
win.
there's a 1 point difference between the players. This is pretty much a must-win situation for Bortning, unless he manages to get another game in. But yeah, we're almost sure this is the final game.
Obviously, losing this means he loses the match. He's down by 1, and they're repeating the line from their previous game with these colors. As you said, I like White's activity. Knight d7 and Bishop c7. You got to be careful. Knight d7, he has to take with a rook, and he does.
Correct. Yeah, he does. Bishop goes to g6. Looks very active over there.
Look at that
Pointing
rook on
towards
b1.
pawn on c2.
That rook is
Yeah.
tied down to the b2 pawn. Okay, not anymore.
Now it could move.
Right, the moment I said that, of course. Ooh, careful. Don't get the queen trapped. Queen e8, he blooded the rook!
Drops
He
the
blooded the
rook!
rook! He blooded the rook! Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my
Rana blooded the
goodness.
rook! This is gonna be a tied match. We're gonna have a tiebreaker. They're gonna keep playing.
No way.
Our
There's
first
still
match.
some time. There's still some time that. Oh, we see resignation.
Okay, so well, it
We got
doesn't even
another
matter,
game.
right? We got another game. Here they go. 30
We got
seconds of the
another
match
game.
clock. This is the decisive one. And back to the Alekhine.
Oh, no, we went back to the Alekhine. I'm not liking this. I don't like to see this.
I don't either. I think the Philidor was working. I don't know why he changed it up all of a sudden, but we'll see. He goes for that Fianchetto setup again, which is a little bit passive. That's ultimately the problem with it.
Exactly.
Knight
Yeah.
C7,
Knight c7,
Very
trading the
solid,
bishops
though.
again.
5 maybe, throw in Knight b6, a4, trying to get that pawn down the queen side.
This doesn't look so bad.
e5. Ooh, that's a nice move. No, Black is doing a lot better than he was previously in the Alekhine games.
For sure, this looks like a
Great.
really solid setup here.
You can see the nerves. Both of them so nervous. We got an end game. That pawn on a4 is a pretty serious weakness, and he blundered it. Blundered that pawn.
Oh, just as you were about to say that.
Rook d7, though, he's got a lot of activity. At a5, trying to get to c4. He stops him. Rook c5.
Yeah.
Knight c7. Oh, he might lose a piece.
Oh, rook a7, and I believe that there's some tactic with the bishop on e3 attacking the rook.
Knight e6 now. Or rook a5, rook a4. This is winning for white.
Oh, the pawns on the queen side, they're looking very dangerous. If you can push up bishop d4, that's the way.
Take it, rook b4 even. Oh, but what about rook takes b4 and king e5? I'm not sure this pawn game is that simple. Oh, that
He
might have
goes
been
for
missed
it.
out.
He goes for a trade.
F4? F4. He goes h4.
Oh, goes h4.
He's got to go f4, freeze the pawns. Now it should be a draw. F4, king b5. Just
Oh, you do not want to be
F3.
dealing with this in bullet in such
I
a time
know.
scramble.
No, this is so hard to defend. He's got 7 seconds. E5, but can Bortning create a pass pawn on the king side? Oh, now he's losing. King c4. No, he's going to lose.
Oh, he
He's
lost
gonna
the
lose.
position.
B7.
And now the
It's
king is
winning
going
for
to
white.
d5 and taking all the
Oh,
pawns on the
man.
king side. Oh,
5. It's
what
over.
a nice
It is
try.
over. And Bortning, you can see the frustrated laugh and fighting until the end.
For sure,
Raunak
yeah.
Sanwani comes through clutch. And you can see the fist bump. That Alekhine Anamaya. Wow. Raunak
that
super
was very
pumped.
expensive. This opening cost him a lot of points. And this match came down all the way to the last game, the very last game.
Jeez, the score 7.5, 8.5. Raunak Sadwani knocks out one of the top bullet players in the world, Alexander Bortning. What an incredible match. We had so many turnarounds. And the best news, Anamaya, is that we have 3 more matches to go. And if they're going to be anything like this one, we are in for a treat. Whoa,
For
but first,
sure.
We need a breather, I think. We need a breather. We'll have the second match for you coming up. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. Back in a couple of minutes.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Todd.
Deborah says you're working on a fancy app or something.
You know, hold on. Not really working on it yet. I just don't know which cloud service to go with.
Well, I've got a cousin on my queen's side that swears by DigitalOcean. Says they're easy to use, have straightforward pricing, and really focus on making developers happy.
DigitalOcean, huh? I'm gonna check them out.
What the hell?
Dude, how are you doing that?
I'm not.
Coverage of the FIDE Grand Prix has returned. Who will win the second leg after Hikaru Nakamura's first stage victory? Catch Anish Giri, Maxime Faché-Lagrave, Shakhriyar Mamedov, Vidit Gujarati, and others as they fight for Grand Prix points and the top spot. Join Grandmaster Benjamin Bach and Women's Grandmaster Keti Tatsalashvili for all the second leg action right here on Chess.com.
Amazing stuff. And we are watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. One match is already in the books. Raunak Sanwani defeats Alexander Bortning in a thriller. And Anamaya, I don't want to jinx it, but we have a match here between Min Lee, Wonderful Time, and Eric Hansen. Both of these names need absolutely no introduction, and I think we're in for something absolutely epic.
For sure, both players very, very strong and well-known names in the community. And who is your favorite? Who do you have who would you pick here as a favorite?
Well, you know, I'd probably have to go with Min just by a little bit. I mean, the thing with Eric is that when he's fully focused, he's just unbelievable. As he showed in the recent tournament where he defeated Carlsen, Nepo, and Eric is locked in. He is an unstoppable force. I'm just more familiar with Min because I've played him probably thousands of times at this point, and he is so solid. He's got this unbreakable style that bodes so well for his Bullet success.
Yeah, that sounds very, very promising. And I see the match has started, but before we go into the games, let me remind everyone that we have a community poll going on. You can vote for your favorite, and after the poll, we will announce the results for you guys. So get involved, make sure that you vote on your favorite, and you can vote by simply typing the name of the person you're voting for in the chat.
And Eric is about to lose a piece. Knight takes up to c4 at the end. Look at Min calculation. He's got 47 seconds. He's up a piece. He's going to win the first game, and it's not even close.
Wow, we are just jumping into this, and it looks very promising for Minya.
Min is he's just a machine. I mean,
and look at the speed as well.
Good.
Up at
H4,
20 seconds on the clock.
And Eric trying to make something happen with his central pawns. It's not going to be good enough. Bishop e4. It's perfectly fine for white. There's even bishop e5 here. It's a ridiculous move with the idea of queen f5.
Yeah, that is definitely not, wow, he does it. He does it. Wow. That is not a move you see every single day.
No, it intercepts the queen, and now queen f5 is just checkmate. Eric resigns.
Well, that was a quick one.
Wow.
Very impressive.
He loves the Sicilian system, this knight f6 line. He's really good at it.
For sure. B3? That seems like the bishop. Yeah, the bishop is on B2, defending the pawn. E5, very important. Is the pawn gonna fall? Looks very
the pawn falls.
Weak.
This is just bad for white. Right out of the opening, he wins the pawn. Only Min can get a position like this out of this line. Yeah, no black.
Yeah, again, he's a nice advantage in the position. Bishop goes to D5, trying to give an intermediate check. Is it giving Eric anything here?
Not much. And F4 can come with queen H5, trying to create some counterplay. He's got that D5 square under control. That's the one thing that white has over black in this position.
Yeah, indeed. And he does trade on C6 now, so the D5 square is not available to him anymore. But instead, he can go to E4 indeed and put some pressure on knight on G6. Ooh, what a tactic. And now you cannot take with a knight because of queen takes H7 checkmate.
Min blunder. You can't take with a pawn because you lose the queen. The bishop is untouchable. Now I think bishop back to C3. No, this has to be winning for white. Bishop F5 is a huge threat, which just pins the queen. I don't see a move for black.
Yeah, this seems very difficult, and Min is also taking his time here. It's not looking good.
And Eric is going to win this game. I think he's going to win this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Bishop C6, rook E6. And that's it. Trade queens, rook D7. What a game. Bishop takes F5.
Game, equalizing.
Good tactical vision for both sides here.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we're in such short time control, and both players are seeing the craziest tactics with such a little time, which is very, very impressive. The score is 1-1 now. Let's see what's going to happen in game 3.
Very smooth stuff here. Min, again, with that Tory attack of his, which he plays. He plays London. He plays Tory. His white repertoire is unbearably annoying in Bullet. It's like so hard to play against these openings in a Bullet game. Look at how solid this looks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, barely any pieces traded. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Just as
They
I
gotta
say
wait
that.
for you to say it.
Yeah. They were waiting for me. Maybe there is some knight takes g6 in the air. Oh,
Yeah,
he
I
goes
thought that would
back.
have been interesting.
Yeah, it looked very promising with the pawn h6 also under attack.
Also, Min could have won the pawn on h6. He could have taken on e5 and taken on h6. Instead, he trades the bishop for a knight. Now there's an imbalance b4. That knight is really good, though.
Ooh, that looks like really nice.
Weak.
It looks like a really nice square, yeah. But yeah, c3 is indeed very weak, and the knight has to retreat. And now the rooks double up on the a file. Black is coming back from this.
h4, getting space on the queen side. Eric now continues to improve his position. Oh, c6 was hanging there. He could have taken c6.
Ooh.
c6 is
Oops,
hanging.
again. He drops
It's
it.
just a free pawn. And now rook takes d5, wins another pawn. Oh, Eric.
Yeah, but both players are around 20 seconds now, so it's gonna come down to flagging again.
But this is completely winning for white. Because of the knight and because of the passed pawn on b5, the king is very safe. Just trade in b5.
For sure.
Or this. This is even better.
Spending too much time here as well.
Yeah, he's up 10 seconds. Rook d4, very solid for Min. Oh, and there goes the rook.
Oh, drops the rook. Yeah, and there you see resignation.
Eric taking a swig of, I think that must be an energy drink. He needs more energy here. He's down 2-1. And will we see the same thing as in the Bortning match where white just wins all of the games?
Yeah, but in this match, I wouldn't say that it is because of the opening, because it seems to me that the openings are just fine.
Yeah, no, the opening positions for both sides have been okay.
Yeah.
Although here black is quite passive, and he does have this knight on d5. He can go c5 at some point. Whoa, c4. C4 wins the knight.
It's
The
trapped
knight
in
is
the middle of the
trapped.
board.
Ooh, that is not something you see every day. Wait, rook
Yeah.
e5? Why give up this pawn?
Oh,
That
that's
is
a very
puzzling.
interesting decision.
Bishop c5 instead.
It
Now
allows queen
f6.
f6 maybe.
Right, I would just drop the bishop back, bishop e2. Or knight e4.
Interesting. So tries to attack on the bishop on d3 instead. It just focuses on queen f6 instead.
This is completely winning. I mean, bishop e2, knight e4. These dark squares are devastating, absolutely devastating.
For sure, yeah. This pawn on e5 is supporting so many squares for the white knight specifically, going to f6 probably, and that is pretty devastating.
Yep, there goes the knight. 22 seconds for Eric. He's got to be careful. But, oh, knight f6, rook f6. That was tricky. So he goes knight d6 and bishop c4 coming in. This is winning.
Yeah, that was a very nice trick. Typically, you don't see f5 being played like that, but that was a very nice trick of Min.
Yeah, now she takes f4, picking up another pawn. Knight e4, knight f6 is coming. This is going to be a death sentence for black. Rook d7.
For sure, yeah.
Mate. Oh, what a mate.
There we go. Wow.
That's a cool mate.
And the score is equal again, 2-2.
Indeed. And here we go. 22 minutes left on the match clock. Another London by Min. Eric this time going for a double fianchetto setup. Okay.
Yeah,
King's
it's
Indian.
typically what you often see in bullet games, just fianchettoing the bishops, and we'll see what happens in the center.
Yeah, I mean, it's a setup that allows you to play quickly because you have a bunch of improving moves. Knight d7, position is closed. Eric
Ooh.
getting his
Where's
knight
the
to
knight
d4.
going?
That's an impressive maneuver for a bullet game.
I like this. The knight could be going to b4, and it might be not be doing so much there, but it's one of the best squares in the position for the knight.
Yeah, and in bullet, you want to make sure by the bishop takes d4 is a possibility here. In bullet, you want to make sure that your pieces are defended, right? If your pieces are anchored by pawns, there's just less of a probability that you're going to blunder them in time pressure. But now, bishop e5 offering a trade of bishops.
It's not so clear. This pawn on c6 is both a very strong pawn as well as a weakness. And it's now under attack. Drops the pawn on b3.
Drops the pawn, but the pawn on
another
c6.
The pawn on a4 is also hanging.
Yeah, this looking good for Eric, I think. d4 breaking through, offering another trade.
Yeah, the pawn on a4 again hanging now, but Eric does not care.
He literally doesn't care. He's got a little bit more time. Rook B1 though. Rook B4 intercepting. Back to D1. Repetition of moves.
Oh, how
And
do
a
you avoid
draw?
this?
I don't know if you can. I think you have to go for the draw. Maybe
Oh,
Rook
that's-
B2.
Oh, he
Draw.
goes for it.
Draw,
Okay.
draw.
Wow, very impressive. This pawn on C6 kind of made this into a draw. Without the pawn, it was very difficult for white.
Yeah, but with the pawn, he was trying to get to the 7th rank, and Eric was understandably worried about that. And another Sicilian, Nimzovich variation.
Oh, with F5.
And this time D4 played by Eric. Similar structure to what they had previously.
Yeah, and now white is developing really well, but black is slowly coming back in development. Looks a bit passive though. The bishop on C8 is not looking happy there.
No, it's not. Although it's captured
Oh,
by Eric. I don't
now
like
it's
what he did
captured.
there. Now it's really happy. It's like, I'm get me off the board. Now the knight coming into D5, and Min has recovered completely. No, this is really bad for black.
We pawn
For
F4
white now,
drops.
just take F4.
Yeah.
Eric not playing well here in this endgame.
Yeah, the center here looks very devastating for white. B4, trying to open up some files, but it allows white to play C4. Oh,
Yeah, but now
95.
95 wins another pawn. This is completely
Yeah.
winning, actually. Just 2 pawns up and no counterplay. This should be a pretty smooth win for Min.
yeah, that's a very costly pawn. And yeah, the
Eric
time situation
trying.
is also very balanced. So if
I don't
Eric
know.
can drag it out, maybe he has a chance to win on time. But otherwise, it looks like Minute is doing a fantastic job here.
He's doing great. I don't think he should have given away H7, but look at how active black is. Knight D3 is Knight D3, and Rook C1 mate. It's over.
Oh,
Goodbye. Eric's
really
gonna lose
nice
this one.
find.
Okay.
And he's back leading the match again.
And winning a game with the black pieces. This is a big game because nobody's been leading by more than 1. If Min can win this game, he gets up by 2. Momentum's on his side.
For sure, yeah. Momentum means a lot in this match. It's a very short time format, so it's really hard to even mentally recover from the loss or few in a row.
Absolutely. Min pushing E4. Black's got the 2 bishops, but a pretty weakened king as Eric tries to beef it up by getting the knight to G6.
Yeah, and does white want to take on G6? I wouldn't be so sure because it damages the pawn structure over there, but you will lose the very strong light squared bishop.
That's true. Min delaying that for the time being. Eric trying to expand on the queen side, maybe knight G4 or F4. Min, oh, look at that juicy C5 square. But maybe black will sack the exchange on C5. So Min starting with F4, good move.
Yeah, making sure the E5 pawn is very well defended. It's very interesting to see that in this match, like it's very thematical. All those strong squares here for the
Yeah,
pieces.
a lot of positional ideas. You're right. But I'm worried about black's king. I still feel like black's king is really weak here. Now Eric is down in exchange. Min is completely in charge in this position.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to play D4 maybe to open up that bishop on C6 and just giving away the pawn for the sake of space advantage?
Yeah, I think he should have done that. Now it's too late, and black's position on the verge of collapse. The knight comes back to F4, H3 maybe, trying to create some counterplay against white's king, but it doesn't seem good enough. Min, though, taking his time.
Are you going to take on G2? Yeah, he does it with the pawn.
H2 and Rook G1. Eric down on time. Queen F4. that
B4,
bonus a
there it
knight.
comes, but the drops the knight!
It's over. Bishop E4. Or this.
Trades the... Oh, doesn't want to go for the trade. Okay, but the clock situation is very, very unclear here for both sides.
Queen F4, but 4 seconds. No, I don't think Eric's making it. Queen F6 is winning. Bishop E4. White is also just up a rook. Nah,
It's
not
super
enough.
unclear. Like, being in such a position with less than 10 seconds on the clock, that is very, very difficult to deal
but
with.
Min, Queen
takes
F7.
F7.
Oh my goodness! It almost black
that
almost
was almost
mates him.
checkmate!
So
That was
close.
pretty
How
much
did Eric
checkmate
do that?
2-3.
But it was not fast enough, and Min's gamble pays off with 17 minutes left in the match. First 2-point lead of the match belongs to Min.
Wow. That was a very crazy game. Both players were so low on time, and the position was very, very unclear. Anything could have happened, and there we saw the dirty play by Min. And in his all rights, it's the format.
Now Eric playing a reverse. We have a reverse London system, which you definitely don't want against Min. He is a monster in these structures. Although he just... Oh, no, he doesn't drop A5 because D3 will hang. Uh-oh. Already
Ooh, now
trouble.
both pawns are hanging.
Queen f8 is such a nice move.
Okay, he ignores the pawn for now. Plays a4, eliminating the pawn structure over there. Okay, goes back. Interesting. Playing very
Now-
solid. Not going for many risks, you know?
But dropping the pawn on a4, Min kind of lost the thread there a little bit. Eric with a big advantage here. He has to win this game. You can't, if you're Eric, you can't let this lead spiral out of control. And this is the moment where you got to do it.
Exactly. And Min is trying to pinch a little bit on the king side with bishop f5, goes back to e6 with the bishop.
F4, expanding on the king side. Bishop e3. But then queen c3. So Min dropping, bishop e5 now.
Ooh,
Bishop e5
missed by
won the
both
exchange
players.
there. Okay.
Now plays bishop e5. Where does the rook go? b4, attacking on a4.
Hitting the bishop, moving the bishop 20 seconds for both players.
Little
Eric definitely
loose.
better. Rook hanging. Oops, it didn't survive.
Ooh,
Min is
high
so
in trouble
fast here.
situation now.
Eric down 4 seconds on the clock. Min's going to go bishop b5 and rook b3. Rook b2.
Looking
active.
very good.
Uh-oh,
Very,
Eric
very
is-
good.
Rook, other rook coming to d2. No, this is winning for black now.
This is really,
So
really hard to
smooth.
defend for Eric now. And the clock situation is also in favor of Min. But can he make it? 12 seconds?
h5, pushing the pawn, tightening to screws. I think he's going to make it. 7 seconds for Min. Eric can't pre-move here. This is such a hard position to play, but he's trying. Queen b7, blundering the bishop. Not over yet. 2 seconds for Eric, but he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Queen f8, there was a
F8?
mate. Oh,
Oh, this is very close.
Oh, man, with 1 second. Can Min do it? He does. He flags him.
Wow. What an ending
Oh.
to that game.
Oh, this is insane. And Min is up by 3 points as we hit the halfway point of the match. Eric has some coming back to do, but he's got plenty of time to do it. So this match is far from over. Min Lee, the guy is a monster. Eric needs a coffee break. We're going to grant him one. We'll be back with more Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean after this short break.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. Anamaya Kazarian and Daniel Naroditsky chopping it up for you today. We are halfway through the second match between Min Lee and Eric Hansen. Anamaya, 3-point lead for Min. Tons of time scrambles. These games could have gone either way, but Eric has his work cut out for him in these last 15 minutes.
For sure, yeah. It looks like the match is very, very imbalanced, as the score suggests, but that's not true at all because Eric has been putting up a great fight and it has come down to the final seconds almost every single time. So it's definitely still a chance here for Eric for a comeback. I'm really looking forward to see what we're going to see in the upcoming 15 minutes remainder of the match. Before we jump in back to the match, let me remind you guys that before every single match, we are having a community poll where you can vote for your favorites. The results are in of this match poll, and you guys are voting with 70% for Min and 30% for Eric. So
well, that's pretty justified given the way the match is going now. But Eric, let's see if you can step it up.
Yeah, very true, very true. We're seeing, there was a trade here in the center.
Where did all the pieces go?
Yeah, suddenly everything disappeared.
Right, no more minor piece. Okay, queen F. No, I think white's better. White's, bishop B7, that pawn's hanging. I think you just take it.
Yeah, white should be better despite that. Bishop G4, it's not so easy, not so simple.
Now bishop F3 and then B2 falls in the end. This might actually still be equal. Yeah, this still is equal. Min going for the endgame, which I thought was a little bit dubious, but still should be a draw.
Yeah, the pawn structure is a little crazy on the king side, but it should be equal here. However, the rooks of white are pretty active. Black should be careful of that pawn on A5, but it looks like the pawn is just pushing, and we're probably gonna see a trade of pawns here at some point.
Yeah, it's one of those mutually assured destruction scenarios where both sides give up their pawns for the other pawn. And I think there's going to be a draw for here. But if you're Min, you kind of want to milk the clock here. You're up by 3. Every second matters. Every second that's taken off the match clock is important. You could milk another 40 seconds off the clock. And Min, he's devilishly fast in these positions. Trust me, he's a machine.
For sure, yeah. And honestly, I can see Eric trying to go for the flag here as well. It's not so easy to drag down the match clock.
King G3! Wait! G5, no, it's still a draw. Oh my god, it was so close.
That was really close. If the pawn was not on the H file, it was probably gonna be a loss there.
Oh my goodness. And Min has succeeded in getting another minute off the clock. Minute. Thank you
I
for
like
laughing.
I like it. Okay, we're back to this line in the Sicilian,
which has not been going great for Eric. But the last time they got into this endgame, where white is better for sure.
Yeah, but Min is taking care of this so well, and I remember that this bishop on c8 was being traded very early on. Let's see if Eric is going to do that again. Well, the bishop has gone to e8, so that's not possible anymore.
This is ugly for black. Knight c4, bishop c5 maybe.
Yeah.
Bishop
White's pieces
C5,
are very
d6.
well placed, can coordinate very well together.
Bishop d6. That bishop on g2 is also really strong. It's sort of x-raying the whole position. If you push the b pawn, you drop a piece because of knight e8. Min going bishop h5. Wait, but after rook d2, black's position is falling apart. b7 is going to fall. This is winning.
Yeah,
white,
this
completely
should be winning.
Black is dead here.
The bishop on h5 is not doing much either. Min is trying to complicate things by playing in the center with e5.
Oh, knight f7 or knight c4, winning the rook. That's it.
Yeah.
And Eric with a big win.
Oh, yeah, that is a very, very huge win for Eric.
This is the one he's got to win. He's still down by 2 points.
Yeah,
and time's
for
starting
sure.
to tick down.
Yeah, this position, Min has a lot of space advantage, but the knight goes to d5. The bishop on b7 is definitely looking great over there. So very balanced position so far.
Indeed, knight f4, queen e3. But this bishop takes c6, fe. This is an interesting structure. Eric trying to maneuver his way out of that. No, he's got a pretty nice position now. Black is okay. h4, one of Min's favorite ideas here, ramming that pawn up the board and weakening black's king side. h5.
For sure, yeah.
Ooh. Look at that evil bar.
There's definitely some pressure on the king side, both sides.
Knight f6.
Both sides put pressure.
Knight f6.
Ooh.
Knight f6 with still very strong. Oh,
There
he
he goes.
sees it. He set it up with h5.
That's very, very pretty tactic, making use of the fact that the bishop is looking right there towards the
C2.
queen. And, ooh.
I thought queen c2 first would have been even stronger, but this is still really bad for black. If you look at this diagonal, I don't see this happening for Eric. His position's falling apart.
Yeah, the pair of bishops super, super strong, and the knights are a little awkward. But
maybe?
the pawn on h5 is hanging, so
f6. No,
White
this
should
is
be
completely
careful.
winning. And h6 is hanging also.
yeah, now h6 is hanging, and you can barely defend that, so
Rook,
that is
knight,
pretty devastating.
Queen h6 ends the game. And it's going to be up to 3 again with 9.5 to go in the match. Eric should resign here. Every second is important at this point.
Correct, yeah, he's down on the clock by a lot, so there's not much to fight for here.
Nope. I think Eric should be resigning.
Still tries.
Yeah, but he's down 10 seconds. Min's not
Yeah,
going to give this one up.
That's a little too much, yeah. Yeah, he's just helping Min now by milking down the clock.
Yeah, Eric is really fast. It's impressive, but he's way
not enough.
down on the clock. Nope. Yeah, and it's also just winning on the position.
Yeah, now it's winning,
board.
yeah.
And
A 3-point lead again.
3-point lead. There is time for 3 games. Now remember, if there's any time left on the match clock, the game counts. There could be 2 seconds left on the match clock, and if the game begins, then it counts. So there is enough time, but Eric cannot afford to lose another game.
Exactly, and we're back in a Scandinavian. Bishop is parked on h7, looking right towards pawn on c2. Could be good in the future. White pushes with f4 here.
Bishop a3 by Min. Bishop back to d2. Very calm response by Eric, though, defending the knight. And now he's much better. Rook d6. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't really look comfortable for black. Black tries to trade some pieces off now.
Black is pinned head to foot, though.
That is not looking comfortable.
d5, maybe queen e5. Queen e5 looked really good. c4 depriving the knight of the d5 square. This is completely crushing for white. Crushing.
Yeah, for sure. The pawn on c5 was hanging now.
Oh, but if you took g7, then you would have walked into queen e4. So Eric trying to intercept that bishop.
That was a very, very nice trick of black. And yeah, Eric made use of his pawns very well. Knight d7, where does the queen go?
Or g7, he goes back. I don't like that. I don't like that move. He should have taken the pawn on g7.
Yeah, make use of activity.
Now it's the clock situation is equalized. Min is somehow surviving. b5, trying to get the initiative.
What a move. Opening up the b file. This is very, very complicated, very unclear. Extremely. Drops the pawn on g7.
And a3 is hanging with check potentially.
Where's the follow-up for black?
Queen a3. Oh my god, queen a3 was winning there, I think. Queen a8 check now by Eric. And that's mate. Knight b8, rook c7 was mate.
Wow.
Eric wins a big one.
Cheeky move there, queen a8.
Man, very upset there. He knew that if he won that game, the match would have been over, but he's still up by 2. Big lead. He's in great shape here with the white pieces. He doesn't lose these positions often.
Correct. And Eric is catching up slowly. 2-point difference now. So there's definitely still chances for Eric to come back.
Definitely. Rook f1, and he's gotten his knight to e4. He's got a pretty good position out of the opening. Min trying to assemble his pieces on the king side. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to see some pawn push on the king side, maybe g4, g5. Would be really cool to see, but there's definitely ways for black to counter that. So instead he goes for f5 there.
Great move by Eric. Bishop a6, bishop d3. Great recognition. Min continues to push his pawns on the king side, but white is down. White is really passive now. Eric has this monster bishop on d3.
Yeah, that bishop is super, super disturbing. You have to play around that so badly, and it's not easy.
Knight f4, what a move! And he's going to take h3.
Wow.
He couldn't have taken the knight.
The rooks are just trapped over there.
But it's still not over. Min is down in exchange, but he's bishop f1, opening up the attack on the other bishop. He's forcing the knight trade.
What a
move. But now black is winning. Black is winning, but Eric's got to speed it up here.
Wow, that was some really nice tactics over there.
These tactics are out of this world. It's over. Queen d1.
Queen
Eric's
d1
gonna win
check.
another one. Oh my lens! What a game by Eric.
There's a 1-point difference now. Eric is slowly catching up. And we're back to the Scandinavian.
2 points out of the lead. And yeah, now it's down to 1.
Yeah, we're back to the Scandinavian. Looking really good so far for both players. Nothing's really
Should be 4.
special going on.
Yeah, Eric not playing the best opening here. This is really solid for Min, as you're saying.
For sure, yeah.
Knight d5. I don't like this at all for white. c2 is also hanging. Okay, it's not captured, but Min's gonna double on the default. This position is right up his alley.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I like what white is doing right now, though, with the pawns on the king side, trying to play f5, eliminate the bishop on g6.
It's his only idea. He goes f5, Min dropping the bishop back, now dropping the knight back, opening up the d-file pressure. Eric down to 30 seconds.
Yeah, bishop b4 attacking the queen and opening up the d-file d1 to trick the rooks here. Or maybe park the bishop on d6.
No, rook d1. Rook d1. Oh, he's got to take and go king a2. Take and king a2, and he somehow keeps the pieces on the board.
He finds it. Wow. Yeah, the queen has to move now.
Or rook d2, but then bishop takes d2.
You're right. Yeah, the bishop is covering those squares.
Bishop takes e1,
yeah.
Okay, now Eric is better for sure. Both clocks down to 20 seconds. 4 minutes left on the match clock. Here we go.
How do you progress here with white?
F takes c6. Eric goes for it. He doesn't want to draw. Maybe he should take the repetition. Plenty of time on the clock. And I think you take the queen, go bishop f8. Take the queen, go bishop f8. He took too long there.
Goes for queen f1, threatening queen f8 check.
Queen f8.
Tries to create some luft on the queen side.
Oh, look at the clock. Queen f7 potentially. Yeah. But now where does the bishop go? Bishop c4. Eric down to 6 seconds. He's got to move.
He's spending too much time.
He's got to move. What is he doing? Oh my goodness. He's going to lose on time. Way too slow there for Eric.
Oh, those are some really costly seconds.
Oh, he sure tries to mate him, but no, it's not going to happen.
Nice, very nice try. And checkmate. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was a really, really, really good opportunity from Eric. And sadly did not go his way. And Min is taking a 2-point lead again. And if we look at the match clock, there's 3 minutes left. So
there's time.
Unless there is still time, but it's looking very, very uncomfortable for Eric there.
Yeah, I mean, he's down by 2. He has to win the next 2 games. A single loss and the match is over. But there is time for 2 more games. Another Tory attack and another potential endgame. Min taking the solid approach here. He's more than happy with the draw. He's got control of the d4 square as well.
For sure, yeah. The knight on e4 is looking really good, but it's not much doing there, and it has to go back to support the pawn on d5. The bishop is probably going to, I was going to say b7 as he played b6, but instead goes for the trade.
This is almost unlosable. Min is so solid here, and he's better.
For sure, yeah. It is looking very comfortable for Min.
And a draw is basically a win for white because Min can essentially stall out the game. With the draw, now he's up a pawn in the endgame. Eric loses the b6 pawn.
Yeah, that is not looking good for Eric here.
Barring a miracle in this game, the match is going to be over.
Yeah, the pawn on d5 is under huge pressure now. How do you defend that? It's just dropped.
Eric came so close. That last game could have gone either way, but that 6-second think was a disaster for Eric the last game. And Min is going to win this game. He's going to win the match. He's going to win the match.
For sure. Yeah, that could have been the comeback of the century, but unfortunately, it was it did not go his way.
Oh, knight f6, and it's mate.
Knight f6 checkmate.
It's mate. It's over.
Oh, what a nice find. Yeah.
3-point lead with 1.5 minutes. Min can just stall it out. The match is over. Min Lee defeats Eric. Whoa, what a match.
Yeah, that is a really nice result of Min. You guys voted for Min with 70%, and most of you are right.
By the way, as we mentioned at the start, this is a double elimination format. What that means is even somebody who loses a match, they get into the loser's bracket, and if you win all of the matches in the loser's bracket, you play the winner of the winner's bracket. So you do get another chance. So the tournament not over for Bortning and Eric Hansen. They will get another chance to make their way past the loser's bracket and re-enter the winner's bracket.
For sure. So you're definitely seeing those 2 names back in another match. So yeah, it's not over for them.
Yeah, double elimination is amazing. Gives everybody more than one chance. Means that the tournament isn't over after a loss, but a big win nonetheless for Min. This is going to be the last game of the match, and Min can simply stall it out. The result is a moot point.
For sure, yeah. Eric has a nice position, but yeah, it's not enough to equalize the score here. Sadly, you don't get more than 1 point for a win.
Rook e5 there was winning a piece, but again, a completely moot point. Looks like this will be a win for Min as well.
Oh, wow. How the tables turned here.
Yeah. Rook b8, Eric trying to get
Great.
stuff going down the back rank.
Yeah. Yeah, but you just can't get rid of that knight. And yeah, bishop c1 is a good try, but knight e2 check. And knight c3 as well.
Fork down. Fork down and up in exchange is Min. White can't even move his king. And knight e5. Oh, queen e1 forces the queen trade.
Yeah, this is rook takes e5 was the dropping the rook 97 check, so gotta be careful.
95.
Still. Oh,
But
still
winning for
drops the
black.
rook.
Still winning for black though. He's got the outside passer. Huh. Eric doing his best.
1 second left.
Not gonna make it.
I guess there's still rating points on the line.
Yeah, and Min.
Oh,
is
bishop
going to win
e5.
the game.
What a way to finish the game.
Funny little final move. Eric, not enough time to execute the move. And so Min wins by 4 points. And Amaya, again, doesn't really tell the whole story. This was a very close match.
Sure,
Eric got it down to 1. But in the end, Min's incredibly solid plays, tactical vision prevails, and his speed.
Yeah, that was some really, really great games from both players. Both players put up some great fight, and the score does not tell anything about the match whatsoever. Eric puts up such a great fight, and well, we'll see him back in the losers bracket, that for sure. I'm really looking forward to see what he has to show us there.
Yeah, he's going to try to make a comeback, as is Bortning. But right now, we're going to go on a short break because we've got 2 more matches in this Bullet Chess Championship. So don't go anywhere. You're watching BCC presented by DigitalOcean. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
See you in a bit.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Todd.
Deborah says you're working on a fancy app or something.
You know, hold on. Not really working on it yet. I just don't know which cloud service to go with.
Well, I've got a cousin on my queen's side that swears by DigitalOcean. Says they're easy to use, have straightforward pricing, and really focus on making developers happy.
DigitalOcean, huh? I'm gonna check them out.
What the hell?
Dude, how are you doing that?
I'm not.
Chess.com's coverage of the 2022 Candidates Tournament is coming this June. Watch the top players compete for their chance to face Magnus Carlsen for the World Championship title. Tune into Chess.com Chess TV to enjoy exclusive footage of the playing hall and expert commentary on every move. Very, very exciting to see the candidates come back this June.
Indeed, I can't wait for that. And speaking of exciting, we're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. 2 matches are in the books. This is the round of 16. Of course, there are 8 total matches for today. And for tomorrow, we've got 2 more left. Zhigalko against Jospem, also known as Jose Martinez. That is coming right up.
Yeah, very exciting matchup again. Again, I cannot decide on a favorite. I only know Jose Martinez as I did a collaboration with him. But yeah, who's your favorite? Do you have a clear favorite in this match as well?
I think, again, I have to go with Jospem by a little bit, just because I've got more experience playing him. But Zhigalko, I mean, he's so incredibly strong. He plays all of the tournaments, all of the Title Tuesday events. So he's an incredibly experienced blitz and bullet player as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've seen him around many times as well. I've seen Zhigalko as well, but indeed not so often as Jose. So definitely a very exciting matchup again. And before we jump to the match, everybody, let me remind you that there is a community poll going on. If you want to vote for your favorite, make sure to do that in the chat. Just type the person's name of this match, either Sergey Zhigalko or Jose Martinez. And yeah, make sure that you get involved.
Indeed. And we have a queen takes d4, Sicilian with Sergey down. I'm worried about the clock in this match. From Sergey's perspective, I think his biggest weakness in Bullet is clock management. I mean, his actual level of play is ridiculously good. So if he can keep his clock at a normal situation, I think he'll be fine. But he's currently up a pawn. He's better, but down 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just such a complicated position, so he can definitely get some moves in very quickly.
Yeah,
and he goes for
true.
a trade. It's a very solid position, and being up a pawn is can mean quite a lot here.
And now he's getting his rooks to the 7th rank. He's in great shape. But 17 seconds here, queen e3. We might get an endgame. We will.
Yes.
And this is a good outcome for Jospem.
Yeah, for sure. The pawn on a6 is hanging now as well. But yes, Zhigalko has to make sure it's okay. There's some backrank threat there.
8 seconds. I don't think he's going to make it, though. As long as Jospem can keep the rooks on the board. But Zhigalko, he's pre-moving. He's doing his best, but he's still down 5 seconds on the clock. Jospem has to start pre-moving as well.
Yeah.
Oh, blundering the
Takes
knight.
on f5. Okay, he's gotta be really fast now.
Oh, here we go. 5 seconds. Zhigalko is somehow equalizing the clock. He's
Catching
so
up.
fast.
Oh, the
Blood
knight
of the
drops.
Oh,
3
he's gonna
seconds for
lose.
both sides. There's a check.
Oh,
What's
and Jospem's
happening?
gonna win this one. Oh, stalemate! Oh,
What? Out of all the possible results, the draw was not what I ever imagined to happen.
oh my God, that was a stalemate. How did that happen?
Wow, what a setup by Zhigalko there.
He lost all of his pieces. It was already over. And this is why we watch bullet chess. This is exactly the reason.
Wow,
goodness.
that is a very impressive one. Yeah, that was very epic.
Hiding a smile there. And Jospem, I mean, he is like bemused. Like, how could this have happened? But he's off to another great start in game 2. Knight f6 check. Look at that move.
Or like, it looks like a
Boom.
really nice move. Yeah, and this position looks really promising for white. Really active
extremely.
position.
And again,
And
the clock situation.
There's just no development here for black.
None. The only thing is
Yep.
that knight on f6 is hanging. And if you move it, you might drop e5.
Yeah, it's one of those typical situations where you know you're better, but if you do the wrong thing, you might just give your opponent the opportunities to come back. And I think that's what we're seeing here. The bishops are activating off black, and black is coming back from the disaster.
Right. Yeah, back is coming black is coming back. That's a tongue twister. And
For sure. Yeah.
I'm going to be a broken record here, but again, the clock. Again, 10 seconds down on the clock is Sergey, who showed incredible speed in the last game. But again, an end game with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not looking good for Black. The position looks nice, but it's not enough to win this with 10 seconds on the clock.
Here come the pre-moves.
Yeah, he's speeding up. I like to see that. Pawn d4 was hanging, but it's defended now very well.
G5 is such a hard move to face in time pressure. Oh, D3! How did you see that so quickly? Sergey is so fast in time pressure. Rook F6! Plunders the bishop back. But
it's down to seconds again. What's gonna happen?
Goes. That's so hard though, because you have White has all these checks. No, this is over. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, only 1 second left now. This is pretty impossible. Yeah. Wow. What a nice try of Zigalko coming back from such a disaster opening. But
Sergey is so fast when he wants to, but he has to speed it up in the early middle game.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's gonna speed up in the opening, he has definitely big chances later on in the game.
Mm-hmm. No, the way he plays with 3 seconds on the clock is ridiculous. But again, he's taking a little bit too long in those early middle games. And Jasfem, his opening knowledge is extensive. And that is a big part of why he's such a dangerous bullet player. He plays his real stuff in bullet. Absolutely.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. And yeah, the time is pretty balanced now. So that's looking good for Zigalko at least. But position-wise, I'm not sure. Like the bishop pair of White is really good, but the bishop on c2 is very passive for now.
Yeah, it's staring at the pawn. On the other hand, the knight on f5, the other bishop is good. And that queen is getting to g3. This can get really nasty for Black. Queen g3, hitting g7. How do you defend that? Maybe knight h5, but then queen up to g4.
Yeah, there is a bunch of pawns hanging on the king side there. Knight to h6 indeed.
Yeah, queen h4 also very good. But what do you do now?
Yeah, the knights are very well placed for Black there, so it makes a lot of sense that Zigalko goes for the trade on d3.
Queen g4, continuing to create threats, but Sergey, he could have done better there. He goes knight h4, trying to get the queen to g6.
Yeah, but this is very simple to defend. But now all the pawns drop.
Oh,
g5 was a missed opportunity by Jose.
Knight comes to f5 though. Zigalko stabilizing. 13 seconds, 17. Again, Jasper up a little bit on the clock, but not as much as before. He takes that pawn on d3. Now Zigalko in the driver's seat.
Yeah, this is looking very, very good for him. The time situation is very balanced for a situation like this. So that's very promising for Sergey.
E6! But he dropped the queen.
The queen!
Sergey dropped the queen. That was a dirty move by Jose, taking on h3 there. That was unexpected. Rookie 1, it's over. Rookie 2.
Oh, he got so close. 193, what a way to defend.
Don't stalemate. Nope, Sergey's gonna lose.
He got so close. Sergey got so close. That was a very, very good opportunity to equalize the match, but sadly he did not make it in time and dropped the queen.
And another Alekhine, taking a page out of Bortnik's book.
Oh, let's see how Sergey is going to deal with this.
Okay, we have a French structure here, French advanced structure. The bishop on b5 is really nice. It's anchored by the pawn on a4. A slight advantage here for White out of the opening. And again, a very active position. f4, f5 is an idea. I don't like this for Black. Knight c4, trying his best though, is Sergey.
Yeah, typically you want to play f6 in such a position, but it weakens so many squares. The e6 pawn will be very weak. There might be ideas for White on the king side as well. So I don't see f6 happening any soon. f5 for that reason.
Yeah, and yeah, would have trapped the knight there, but not anymore.
Ooh. Yeah, now. Yeah, rook g6 needs to be played, otherwise you lose a pawn e6, obviously.
Now takes an h6, maybe. I think this is safe for Sergey. Again, look at the clock. 15 seconds down again.
Yeah, it's not looking good when we look at the clock for Black.
And tons of kingside threats to deal with. Queen c2, nice defensive move, defending the rook and getting the queen to f5.
Yeah, can we see the pawn pass on the a file? For now, Jose is attacking a lot, so it's making Black's life a bit difficult here.
Sergey getting his knight to e4. Oh, now knight d6,
knight d6,
forcing the knight and the queen, but queen d7 attacking c8. How does Sergey respond to that? Rook f8 attacking f2. Maybe knight f3.
Wow, all those tactics is crazy.
Knight b7 though. Now Sergey up in exchange, but 9 seconds on the clock. Can he make it happen? Still attacking chances for Jospin here. He sacrifices that. I don't like rook takes that.
Queen f4
should have kept
check.
the rooks.
Oh, it's
No,
getting
but now-
closer. It's getting close on the clock.
Seconds trying to trade queens. Jospin declining at queen e4. Can black force a queen trade
No.
here? a4. Sergey going for it.
He
Jospin
avoids
has
the
to start
repetition.
pre-moving. Oh,
Oh,
queen d4,
there was
g6,
queen
he's
x
gonna
for
get
check.
this. Queen f5.
Oh,
dang
what
it!
a check!
Oh, Sergey should win this now. But can he
There's
make it
1
in time?
second.
Oh, it's gonna be a draw.
Oh,
It's gonna be a draw.
he still managed to make a draw out of that, but that was so close on the clock.
So frustrating there for Sergey, who's had chance after chance, but just not. He's missing 0.1 seconds.
Yeah, Jose
Whoa.
is playing so fast, and it's incredible to see how he's able to catch up with that speed every single game.
Crazy. I mean, I think in terms of the chess itself, Sergey is generally outplaying him, but this is bullet. It's not just about the position, it's about your time management, and Jospin's time management is phenomenal.
I completely agree with you there. Yeah, King h8
Okay.
played by Jose, avoiding any bishop takes h7 check threats. It's a little dangerous on the king side here for
Bishop takes
black.
g6 there with won a queen, by the way.
Oh wow, threatening checkmate.
Instead, now it looks perfectly fine for black, who is once again up on time.
Yeah, it's still like a very nice position here for white, but it's not a situation you want to be in with less than 10 seconds less on the clock compared to the opponent.
Definitely not. Rook d1, doubling rooks. Getting out of there, knight b5 is an idea, but bishop takes b2.
Yeah, drops the pawn, and you get a lot of compensation for this, but it's nowhere near
c3.
enough. c3, and the pawn is just advancing. He sacrifices the exchange even.
I don't see what to do though, because c2, no, it's over. It's winning for black. I think after c2, there's no effective checks. Knight g5, king g8. You're going to lose the rook. You're
Exactly.
going to lose the game. Sergey getting deeper and deeper into the hole here.
Yeah, it's looking so promising in many positions, but the
Mhm.
time situation is just the final straw.
Jospin just finds these super tricky moves at exactly the right moment.
Yeah, and he's very tricky with those moves, you know? And like Rook of 7 is not a move you expect, but well, in this situation, it's kind of logical because it's a rook trade, but he makes such moves that you just don't expect generally.
Yeah, no, he does. And he makes them at the most uncomfortable moment possible, when you've pre-moved, when you're getting low on the clock. Another Sicilian here. A weird line, e5. I'm not too familiar with this.
Yeah,
White-
the square on d5 is very weak
Ooh.
now. Yeah, I wouldn't even
Marco.
want to take on f6. Oh, there he
He
goes.
does. I don't think he should have, though. I think now black is equalized. And now, oh, Jospin wants f4. That's his idea.
Right.
But this is fine for black.
Yeah, the bishop looks a bit odd on the queen side to the white bishop.
In fact,
What do you
it
do
could
with
get
it?
trapped. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you trade it. But if you trade it, then black has all this c-file pressure. So you actually want to keep it on c4 as a roadblock. Otherwise, the pressure on that c2 pawn gets unbearable.
Exactly.
Zhigalko's time management a lot better, but bishop takes. Okay. Rook b4, rook b6.
Yeah,
maybe?
rook b4, but yeah, you can't do much here with the rooks on the queen side.
Whoa.
Bishop
Where's that one
g8.
going? He wants rook.
Okay,
c4.
offering the rook trade. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. There's not much you can do with the rooks, honestly. Position is very close. Maybe is he gonna play c3? Oh, he's not able to anymore.
Maybe he wants h4, g5.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Oh,
And
black goes g5. Now the position very close. This looks very drawish, but Sergey has to try to win this somehow.
yeah, the time situation is just equal. It's completely equal. So this could go anywhere, really.
They're moving in lockstep, and Sergey cannot afford to lose this. He'll go down by 4 if he does. Let's see. King rook a2 though. I like the way Jocelyn's playing this. The g4 pawn. Oh, well, he lost the pawn.
Drops
just as
the
I
pawn,
say that. Still very
but
solid.
There's still 11 seconds left for both players, so anything can happen in this
Oh, drops the
position.
Other pawn. Now it's a lost rook endgame. Jocelyn trying to cling to the pawns. He's up on time now. He's up a couple seconds. Can he keeps the rooks on the board? He takes h6. Now this is unclear. h6, h7. Oh, this might be a
This
draw.
is very unclear. Yeah.
Take e5, rook h5, king f4. Oh,
Oh,
move the rook away. Oh,
The rook.
Sergey blundered. Oh, and now Jocelyn can try to flag him. He's going to flag him. He's
Oh
going to
my
flag
God,
him.
no.
Sergey loses. Oh,
Oh, what a sad loss. That was such a nice game to come back from. But again, the time is just not in his favor. Jose is just completely destroying him in those time scrambles.
On the clock, and that was a completely winning rook endgame by Sergey. He had to win that one. Now he's down by 4 points. It's crisis mode here. He's got to win a game.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Sergey. He has a pretty good position right now, but yeah, Jose is just destroying in the time scrambles.
And on his stream, Sergey saying, Sergey repeating "Время," which means time.
Yeah, it's always difficult. Like we're all familiar with the fact that we all want to speed up when we all realize that we're slow in our games sometimes, and that the time is this issue, but it's really hard to improve, and especially during a bullet match.
Yeah, once you get into those patterns of spending time, it's hard to refrain from that. A really bad position on top of it. Sergey might go down 5 points into the break. This is a really unfortunate first half of the match for Shigalko. But Jaspin, he's a monster.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Bishop c5 winning the exchange. It's another loss here for Sergey. Oh, Queen h7. Queen h7. Just as I say that,
wait a second, where's
the piece?
And the rook dropped.
The rook is
it's not over yet.
It's not over, but Queen takes e3 still unpleasant for White, and he's down to 10 seconds. Got to move.
Queen c2. Yeah, that's not a move you want to make when you have such a nice attack going on, but
yeah,
he has no choice.
He's going to get flagged, though. Look at the clock situation. 10-second advantage. This isn't even
close. This is not enough. This is not enough for Sergey, the 5 seconds.
I don't think it is, but he's trying his best. He's starting to pre-move, but a little bit too late.
Oh, there was a bishop there hanging, but Black doesn't care. He's just going for the flag.
Yeah, it's not even close. He just doesn't have enough time. It's as simple as that. And he's also promoting a pawn.
Makes a queen. Wow.
Another loss for Sergey, who head in his hands. He's frustrated. Over half the match has been played. There is time, Anamai. There is time to play 5 games, but this will be a comeback of the millennium, literally. Sergey can pull it off.
Absolutely, yeah. Jose is playing very, very well, very practically in this time control. So I'm curious to see how Sergey is going to come back from this. I would love to see a comeback. And yeah, we're moving on to the second half of this match.
Yeah, this break could not come soon enough for Sergey. So we'll see if he can pull it off. But this looking very one-sided, but we'll see. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. We'll be back with the second half of the match on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. We've got 2 matches in the books and a 3rd match underway. And Amaya, so many mouthwatering matchups today and tomorrow. It's been really, really close so far. This has been our first lopsided match.
For sure, yes. Every single match has something unique to their match, but this one is definitely very one-sided. Jose is just completely destroying Sergey in the time scrambles, and that explains a lot the current score right now. And also, we have the results of the poll. The chat was favoring Sergey by just a little bit. Wow. 56% versus 44% for Jose. So I'm not sure if we're gonna see a very big comeback here for Sergey, but we can always hope. But the chat was very, very confident about Sergey's chances here.
Yeah, and Sergey
much more confident.
Yeah, I mean, he's down by 5 points. He has to start winning, and he has to start winning right now. It has to start with this game. And, you know, a journey of a million steps, a journey of a million miles begins with a single step. So he's got to forget about the lead and focus instead on winning every individual game.
Exactly. He is the better chess player in the games, but he's just not able to finish the games in time. So let's see what he has up his sleeve right now. It looks like could be from a Sicilian. I'm not sure whether opening started with, but
Sicilian, yeah, it is a
close Sicilian, yeah, right.
But Jose, knight h5, queen h6 looks really strong, or even knight e6.
Where did those knights come from? They suddenly appeared on f4 and g4 out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was just like, wait, queen f6, and there's knight e2 in the end. Queen f6, and then you give up the queen and you go knight e2, and he finds it. I think Jose forgot about that completely.
Wow, that was some crazy tactics over there.
And now it's an end game. The black has found his way out of the immediate danger, but again, he's down on the clock.
Yeah, and white is going for some activity here, but for now, only one rook is on the 7th rank, and black is able to catch up, taking the pawn on b2. But now the rook entered on the 7th rank.
Again,
and
this is
what
really
do you do?
Unpleasant. Knight e4, knight f6, knight e4, knight f6, and there's mate on h7.
Yeah, once again, we have the same checkmate pattern as we saw a couple. I'm not sure which match again, but in one of the previous matches.
Wow.
And we see a resignation. Wow.
Another win by Jose. He's up to a 6-point lead. This match is completely slipping away from Sergey.
Yeah, this is a very devastating score indeed. Looking very comfortable for Jose here, and he's just having the time of his life.
Yeah, he's having a great time. He's up on the clock. That was a smooth game. And still time. I mean, there is time to play 6 games, more or less. But the way that this match has been going, I'm just not seeing it happen.
Exactly. And I see on the cams that Jose is definitely not just relaxing, being up 7-1 on the scoreboard. He is still very, very focused. And it's just lovely to see how he's just still treating every single game as very, very important.
Yeah, and these bullet tournaments, right, it's not just about the final score, although that's the most important thing. It's also about setting the tone for subsequent matches and signaling to your opponents that you're here to play. So Jose, and obviously the rating is also on the line. So Jose's not going to give any games away for free. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're in an endgame right now. I would say I don't like white's pawn structure on the king side, but there's not much that black can do to make use of that. The knight was all the way back to f8. It's on c5 now, but it's really hard to find a nice spot for the knight without facing the bishop.
Sergey's up on the clock, actually.
True.
This is when
this is probably the first time in this match.
Right.
And Jose is speeding up a lot.
95.
Well, those pre-moves are crazy.
Knight d4. Knights are so tricky in bullet games. Knight d5 is a threat.
Oh, you don't want to take on b6.
Now knight d4 is a threat, so every one of these moves forces white to react to it. That's why having a knight is so important in bullet.
Yeah, this is not a fun time here for white. And the time situation is equalized this could go. This
bishop
could go
F1.
anywhere.
Bishop F1 and G3 checkmate was possible. Now Sergey should win this game. Oh, Queen G5. Wait a second, it's not over yet. Oh, he's not gonna flag. Sergey's gonna flag. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so sad. He was completely winning that one, but he was not in time to take all the pawns right there.
He's made in one with Queen H8. He can't buy one here in this match. He cannot buy one.
It doesn't matter for Jose. He's down a few seconds or 10 seconds on the clock. It doesn't matter. He comes back from anything.
What a ridiculous match. He's up by 7 points. Now it's basically over. 9.5 to go on the match clock. I mean...
Yeah, this is just super frustrating for Sega, obviously. Like he has had so many winning positions and he just can't finish the game and get a win from that.
And this is honestly, this is not representative of his skill as a player. I mean, he's a tremendous bullet player. And, when he's at his best, he can really compete with the best of them. But, when he's not in ideal form, I think that the clock is what hurts him first. And this has been the story of this match.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, he has gotten the 3,000 plus rating, not because it's possible. He's definitely very, very strong. So yeah. And this is looking better for him though.
95. Jose just blasting open the position. He wants to go bishop d4 and f6.
Hey, he's up in exchange, but there's anything's possible. Attacking on g7 now. And now the bishops are gonna activate, and yeah, he felt the need to capture that one.
He had to, otherwise it would have been made on g7. And now again 12 seconds. I think this will be another win for Jose.
Yeah, the time situation again, and ooh, that's very, very unpleasant.
Where is the mate? Rook h5, g4. Oh my God, that was amazing calculation by Jose.
Wow, what a checkmate!
Another win.
It was not easy to find that, but there was then in the end there was still the checkmate.
And this is tough to watch. It's 9-1. Sometimes these matches just, you lose the first couple, you get a little tilted, and all of these games have been close, right? None of the games themselves have been that one-sided, but Jose, I mean, the guy is just a monster.
Yeah, exactly. We're not seeing an adoption, right?
I don't think so. When did
I don't remember. It was very early on, right?
Yeah, was it like 1-1 or something? I mean, there's a lot of games in a row here.
Yeah.
I think it might have been 1-1.
Yeah, I believe so. That would be devastating. And we still have quite a few games left in this match, so...
Yeah, 7 minutes to go. There's one more match after this one, and that'll be Hikaru. I think everyone's excited for that one. Hikaru against Alexei Sarana.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this looks like we're gonna go into a draw here. Both players are not playing for much here.
Yeah. No, I think Sergey's got chances to win this one.
Yeah, actually on the queen side, he's very active, and seems like black is just very slow on the king side with the pawns. Nice.
For sure. Oh, F3. Okay. What a move. Breaking through.
Okay, it's not that simple. If you take H4.
H4, H3. How do you stop
How do you stop that?
Yeah. Taking a long think here. Oh my goodness. No, black is winning now. Oh, he can't stop the pawn. You cannot stop the pawn.
He takes the pawn.
Loss. Sergey's incredulous. He can't believe it. Oh my God.
Ouch, what a miscalculation there from Sergey. Oh, that
had to go G3.
That's devastating.
Unbelievable, honestly. A 9-point lead. And this will be adoption, I think, if he wins this game.
Ouch. That would be incredible.
And adopting Sergey is honestly a completely ridiculous result.
Yeah. That's not something we were expecting whatsoever.
Jesus. This is crazy. Bishop d2, bishop d2. Bishop d2 won the game on the spot because he ate with a pawn.
Oh yeah, the rook was hanging on the 8.
That was adoption right there if he had gone bishop d2.
I'm crossing my fingers that's not gonna happen. For now he's doing fine. For now.
Yeah, but up 10 seconds again. That's his favorite time advantage, like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's all Jose needs to. That probably doesn't even matter. Like he loses all his pieces, and I mean, okay, if right now he lost all of his pieces, it's completely over. But if it comes down to the time scramble, it's yeah.
Black is winning now. Rook C8. He's gotten the exchange. He's gotten the exchange. Rook C8, but again, too slow there. It took like 5 seconds on that move. Can Sergey avoid adoption? That is really the big question in this match at this point.
I'm cheering for Sergey here. I don't want him to see this happen.
No, it's always sad to see adoption. But I'm sure a lot of people in the chat want to see Jose win.
Yeah, the chat always loves to see some drama. It's very hard to improve the position here with Black because you're so tied down to the pawn on G7.
Yeah, and White's, as long as White defends F2, there shouldn't be any direct way to break through.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult.
I would trade. I'd go Queen D4. Yep, tying down to the pawn. You called it. Pawn on G7 is a target.
Yeah, and both
takes. They blooded the rook.
What?
Could have taken that. Wait. No adoption.
No adoption. Yes.
Oh my.
That's the only time I'm gonna be a biased commentator.
Oh no, for sure. That was insane. Queen takes D7. That was a free rook.
Oh my goodness. What a swindle. I think he was trying to swindle there.
It's possible, and he was down on the clock. Now they're having a little bit of fun here. Sergey. Yeah.
Wait, what is this line?
This is the weirdest line I've ever seen. That's actually, they made 2 draws apparently. He hasn't won a game yet this match.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, we've seen so many games. No, but it would have been very close then, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, this is clearly a pretty one-sided match.
Yeah, there were so many winning opportunities. Like the draws, they were barely visible.
What is this? Bishop H3 trying to get the pawn on D4. Now White is completely winning now. Sergey's going to win a couple of games here to round off the match, I think.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes left on the match clock, so we're expecting like 1 or maybe 2 more games after this.
Rook F1. I think we're going to see resignation here for Jose.
Rook takes F7, yeah, and that's it's just crushing.
Yeah, very impressive showing here for Little Jospin, as Benjamin Buck likes to call him. The Jospin. Rook E4. Oh,
it's crazy how the rook was on H1 all this time.
He's going to milk the clock here. 2.5 remaining. So time for 2 more games.
Yeah.
Assuming, of course, that, I think Sergey should be able to handle this one.
I don't want to see stalemate, please.
No, please no stalemate. No, he's going to promote. That's it.
Okay, there we go. Checkmate on the board. 10-3. He's balancing the score a little bit. It's nowhere near enough to get even close to equalizing it, but it looks at least a little bit better. And we love to see that he's coming back from this.
And Sergey, I don't think he ever really got that tilted this match. I just think he got outplayed. Just the time management and incredibly practical play demonstrated by Jose. Very tricks everywhere, time scrambling ability. It's everything put together.
Absolutely, yeah. Jose showed us some amazing time management, amazing performance by him. So yeah, he fully deserved this win. Absolutely,
no question about it. And another good position here, I think, for Sergey.
Yeah, maybe there's B6.
Rook C4, I guess. Goes Rook C4 anyway. Now maybe a queen trade. Oh no, he wins a pawn.
Yeah, that looks nice. But yeah, how do you progress?
And E5 is hanging, and B7 is potentially hanging.
True. So yeah. Yeah, Queen C5 looks decent, but yeah, you're not winning. You're not up material, and he spent way too much time on that as well.
Whoa, what? Queen G6, Queen C4. That's impressive. I think Jose's gonna flag him.
I think so too. Yeah.
Maybe
not. Pawn drops. Pawns drop in the center.
Oh,
Queen F5 check followed up after that, and the rook just drops, and that's GG.
What a disaster.
And Sergey is shaking his head. Complete surprise by the move Queen F5 probably.
Yeah, Sag for Sergey.
That's
at the
for
end of the day-
Sergey, for sure.
But at the end of the day, Jose, deserving winner of this match. He played phenomenally.
Yeah, we're in the last game of this match now.
Mhm.
I would love to see a nice finish here from Sergey. That would probably like easen things a bit as well.
Yeah, scoring the honor goal, so to speak.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. Well, we got a Rouser Sicilian. We got Black's pawns advancing on the queen side. Potentially that C3 square. Possible problem.
Yeah, White goes G4, trying to open up some
Whoa.
files on the king side, but
That's a
drops a
free
piece
knight.
in the center. Oh,
And Sergey trying to create counterplay nonetheless. But Jose,
Yeah,
knight H5. Nice move.
yeah, I don't really see the comeback happen in this game.
Takes an H5, maybe.
Okay.
Is H6. He's got his pawns to H6 and G7, tying down
Yeah.
Black's knight.
He had to play E5 to stop the bishop,
This is
but yeah, now everything is covered. The knight on A7 is very well defending them very well.
yeah, no, everything's guarded. Bishop E6, no diagonal. E4. Now he can start pushing the pawns. Black is winning this one as well.
For sure, yes.
Knight F6 and King H7 at some point is
Yeah.
also winning.
Yeah, there's just no way you can push the pawns on the king side, the white pawns, that is.
Sergey's still trying. He wants to play rook takes F6 and rook F8. Drops him down to 8 seconds. Wait a second. Wait, he's
Oh.
just sitting there.
Sergey up
Rook
on the
E6.
clock.
Rook D8, rook E5. He wants a repetition. Bishop D5. Sergey's going for it. He
Okay.
wants to flag him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
F3. Black is
H7.
winning, but is he going to make it? I
Then
don't
look
think
at
he's
the
gonna
rook
make it.
takes E2.
Rook takes H2. Oh my goodness. Jose trying, but he's not going to make it. Sergey's going to win the last one. Good to see. Good to see.
Nice. That was a good showing in the end from Sergey. Unfortunately, it does mean that Sergey is moving on to the losers bracket. Congratulations to Jose moving on to his next match in the winners bracket.
By far the most lopsided match today. The final score is 11-4 in Jose Martinez's favor. He is an absolute bullet beast. I think a lot of people in the chat not as familiar with his bullet skill. Well, they were exposed today to Jose's prowess. He is a force to be reckoned with as he advances to the next stage, to the round of 8 in the winners bracket. But we have one more match. Very weak player, Hikaru Nakamura, the weakest player in the field, of course. He still has to play. I'm kidding, of course. Hikaru against Alexei Sarana is coming up on the other side of this break. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes with our last match.
Stay tuned.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Todd.
Deborah says you're working on a fancy app or something.
You know, hold on. Not really working on it yet. I just don't know which cloud service to go with.
Well, I've got a cousin on my queen side that swears by DigitalOcean. Says they're easy to use, have straightforward pricing, and really focus on making developers happy.
DigitalOcean, huh? I'm gonna check them out.
What the hell?
Dude, how are you doing that?
I'm not.
Want to play chess online or learn how to improve? Join us at the #1 chess destination in the world, chess.com. With hundreds of thousands of people playing at any moment, you'll quickly find a game with someone at your level, whether you're a total beginner or a grandmaster. Want to play chess online or learn how to improve? Join us at the #1 chess destination in the world, chess.com. With hundreds of thousands of people playing at any moment, you'll quickly find a game with someone at your level, whether you're a total beginner or a grandmaster. You can play games at any pace against friends, other members, or one of our many computer personalities. Chess.com makes improving fun and easy. Sharpen your game with tactics puzzles and enhance your strategy with our videos and lessons by top masters. Learn from your own games with Chess.com's easy-to-use analysis tool. Regardless of your skill level, Chess.com has all you need to take your game to the next level. Chess.com is your go-to source for chess news, live coverage of tournaments, events, and everything in between. Experience Chess.com anytime and anywhere, whether you're at home on your computer or on the go with our mobile apps. Signing up is free and easy, so what are you waiting for? Join Chess.com today.
Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. And then there was one. We are watching the round of 16. Today is the first day. And we've got one more match remaining to be played. And Anamaya, I think this is a match that everybody is looking forward to. It features the pre-tournament favorite, the one and only Hikaru Nakamura.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone has been waiting for this match. It's a huge matchup. Before we jump into the game, guys, let me remind you that we have a community poll going on. So if you want to let your vote be heard, you can vote in the chat by simply saying the name of the player that you are cheering for, either Hikaru Nakamura or Alexei Sarana. So get your vote in the chat, and later on we will check out the results of that poll.
Yes, we will. And make sure to be involved. Now, there's no question that Hikaru is a favorite by a long shot, but Anamaya, I think people shouldn't sleep on Alexei either. I mean, he's made a name for himself over the past couple of years. He plays a lot online. He's done well on Untitled Tuesdays, and he's kind of becoming a mainstay in the online chess sphere. So he's good.
For sure, I completely agree. I'm very looking forward to see what Alexei Sarana has give on for this match, and I'm really looking forward to a close match.
Yeah, I mean, for Alexei, I think the key is going to be speed. He's going to have to play really fast. Anytime you get down on the clock against Hikaru, the game is basically over. So let's keep a close eye on Alexei's time management, and a weird opening to start game
Correct.
one. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, how did this knight get to b5 all safe and sound?
Yeah, and that knight potentially springing forward to d6. I like Hikaru's position here. Queen d6. Yeah, this is already looking really good for white.
Right. Knight went to d6, looks very active, attacking the pawn on b7 as well.
And now he's won a pawn. No, this is already really bad for Alexei. And already, doing the stuff he has to avoid. Time management and, getting kind of position out of the opening that's right up Hikaru's alley. This was over. This first game is not even close.
Yeah, and also like the time management of Hikaru, he's up on the clock by more than 10 seconds. So he's definitely comfortable in that sense as well.
Oh, knight b7 is a ridiculous move. That wins the game, because if you take c1, then white takes d8 with check. That's just what he does. And Hikaru wins the first game. Let's see.
Yeah, that didn't look so bad, but all the moves were just not as good anymore.
He's just so fast. It's just honestly unbelievable. He builds up that 7-8 second time advantage right out of the gates. Knight g5 he's going to take with a king.
King takes c2, yeah.
This is a good position for Alexei, though.
Yeah, we do appreciate seeing the delayed bomb cloud against the one and only.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, he was forced to do this, so makes it a little bit less special.
H6, knight e6 is Alexei's idea, but then Hikaru could take on e4. He's taking his time here. There's a lot of calculation to be done. Hikaru, the one down 15 seconds on the clock here.
Yeah, he's spending quite some time now.
Bishop f4. Oh, he doesn't see what bishop f4 wins the queen. And this game should go to Alexei. He's up 20 seconds on Hikaru. Only 2 pieces for the queen. Oh, and Alexei, look at what he's doing. This is a crushing game. E6. And it's over. Or EF.
What a turnaround.
Wow. Impressive game for Alexei, assuming that he can carry this home. We all know what Hikaru is capable of in terms of coming back.
Oh, completely. I'm seeing 95 already happening. Yes.
Oh my God, Alexei with a total meltdown here. He's going to lose. Alexei's going to lose.
Not looking good anymore. You don't have any passes anymore to progress, and
Queen
this is just devastating.
Queen A7, he's trying to poke and prod for weaknesses. Hikaru, though, look how fast he is.
Wow, the speed of light.
Unbelievable. I mean, this is just crazy.
Wow, and look at that knight on E5 blocking all the possible checks for white.
Queen B7 though. Hikaru blundering a pawn. That's a huge pawn.
Ooh, there's still some chances.
D6. Alexei should have taken D6. Queen H7. Queen A7. Oh, Queen
the
E5.
knight drops.
Oh, D4 though. Oh my goodness.
The time.
I think Hikaru's winning this one.
Oh, pins the pawn, but there's no time.
Oh, and Hikaru's gonna win.
Oh, what a comeback from Hikaru there.
This is unbelievable. I mean, down a full queen and getting mated and down 20 seconds on the clock. All 3 of those things. I mean, this is just out of this world.
Absolutely insane. I did not see this coming whatsoever after that queen loss.
I mean, nobody can do that. And nobody comes even close to the comebacks.
Yeah, the speed of Hikaru was absolutely insane. And he was playing so practical. Such practical moves.
And this is already a disaster out of the opening. After H3,
for sure.
And where's the bishop going? Oh, H6 is a really nice move, though. But knight F7.
Knight takes F7. What a nice sacrifice.
Maybe rook F7 and knight G4. This is actually maybe bishop take. Okay, castle.
Short castle.
It's just castle. So that bishop's not going anywhere. It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Bishop H5. There's bishop takes C6, and the rook is dropping.
Rook F8, rook C7, and it's game over.
And there it goes.
I mean, this is just not
wow.
close. Queen E6. Hikaru has 40 seconds left. That was almost a perfect game right there.
Yeah, what a domination.
Yeah, this is easy from here on out.
Yeah, gotta be careful with that knight. But yeah, bishop on B7 and everything is covered.
Right. Queen E4, forcing the queen trade. Okay. And
queen
takes E7.
Oh.
And just like that, the lead is ballooned to 3.
3-0 already. Yeah. Yeah, Alexei is putting up a great fight, but Hikaru is just absolutely insane. The speed, the accuracy of his moves, it's crazy, out of this world.
Well, that second game was a complete heartbreaker. It would have been 1-1. I mean, it would have been a match, but when you lose a game like that, it's so hard to recuperate. And Alexei has to win this game. I mean, if it gets up to 4, you can basically say your prayers. So this is the moment where Alexei has to put an end to Hikaru's run. But these positions Hikaru is incredibly strong at.
Yeah, it looks like a really nice position with a pair of bishops. There are some weaknesses on black side, but
why did Alexei do that? He gives up a pawn for no reason there.
Yeah, that happened out of the blue. I don't think he expected it.
No, yeah, he should have defended d4. Now Hikaru up a pawn, bishop c5. This already looks almost losing for white, practically speaking.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be careful with the knight going to f6. Yeah, he sacrifices his rook to go knight f6, and definitely some chances there for white. But yeah, the bishop has been. Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. I don't see what he's actually going for here.
Yeah, the pieces of black are defending just fine. Pawn h4 was very well defended, and the rooks are the rook on c5 is also very active now. Oh.
But the knight is good, and Hikaru down to 20 seconds now. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's getting close.
You let Hikaru's king. Oh, rook b7. It's a really nice move, offering a trade. Queen is aiming at the rook on c5. Hikaru down with 14 seconds. Alexei with
queen a7.
Knight d7 attacking f8. This is really tough for Hikaru down to 10 seconds.
Pinching left and right.
Move. This is way too slow. You got to just move it instantly. And it's a draw. And Hikaru more than happy with that result.
Okay. not a bad result for both sides. Obviously, Hikaru is more than happy to take the draw.
Oh, yeah.
And Alexei is getting rid of that loss streak now, so...
No adoption.
I'm not expecting it to happen in this tournament, Danya. I really hope it's not going to happen.
No, we don't want anybody to get it up. Hikaru already much better out of the opening with the white pieces. His white bullet repertoire is just unstoppable.
Yeah, this is looking already very good. He's going to put his rooks on the D file and just putting a lot of pressure in the center like this.
I mean, honestly, this is just like, he's just a beast. And he doesn't play as much. Hikaru doesn't play bullet anymore on his stream, but you know what they say, you know, form is temporary, class is permanent. You don't just lose your bullet skill overnight. Rook D7 looks really strong.
Exactly, Rook D7, and he's just entering on the 7th rank. And opponent C5 is very vulnerable. Rook D5 drops at least one pawn.
E3. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
E3?
Hikaru should not have allowed that. But Rook E5.
Rook E5, what a defense. And now White is just completely fine.
White's going to win easily. I mean, up a pawn on the queen side. Those pawns are rumbling forward. Rook behind the passer.
Yeah, very nice technique.
Alexei, though, good job creating counterplay. He's going to go H4. But I don't see this happening for him. H3. Great move by Hikaru there. Rook C1.
Okay, the pawns are connected. It's not so simple to get rid of them.
No. I was wrong. Rook C6. He's taking the pawn. Now Alexei possibly in charge.
Has to give that check, otherwise White is going to be in huge trouble.
Rook G5, Rook C3 is coming, and he's going to take B3. He's got a pre-move, though.
Okay, it's close. They're running the time situation.
Really close. And
he has some nice pre-moves.
Repeating once, but Alexei the one trying to go for a win here. No, Hikaru now going for the win. G2,
oh,
G2, G2.
Allows G2.
Push.
Now the king comes closer.
Rook takes
Bishop
A6.
B3.
Oh, check. Hikaru's going to flag him.
Oh.
Yay. Rook A2.
Oh.
Hikaru wins.
And he resigns.
Oh my goodness.
He resigns. Wow. That was such a good opportunity for Alexei. That was such a good opportunity, but the time
he was chances.
He was just a little too short on time.
He's just too slow. I mean, the thing is, like, when you get down to 5 seconds, you have to pre-move, and it doesn't matter what your opponent is doing. Alexei taking 1-2 seconds there. Every one second you take is game over against someone like Hikaru.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that. In this game, it seems like Black has a decent opening. There's a strange pawn structure, but I think that's simply because of this opening.
F4. No, this is a great position for Alexei. He's gotten his bishop to the center, but Hikaru trying to get his knights active. Knight D3. This is a good position for a bullet game for Black. CD or Knight D3. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we're going to see some F5 from White.
Potentially. Yeah, White has to get stuff going on the king side because Hikaru's going to double his rooks on the B file.
Yeah, Black definitely has some counterplay, and you got to respond to that effectively.
Takes and Rook D3. 2 knights for the rook.
2 knights for the rook, and that looks like a really great position for White. Yeah.
No, this should be winning for White. 2 knights for a rook, and those knights are really strong. They're defending each other. Get the king in.
Yeah, get the king in. Make sure that you defend the knights and get 1 knight to C6, perhaps.
And start pre-moving.
Yeah, that as well.
You can see what Hikaru is doing. Hikaru is just gaining the time advantage, and he's making safe moves. He knows he's not blundering the rook. He's keeping the rooks far away from the knights deliberately. And Alexei, again, too slow.
Exactly. If you get too close, you'll be very close to blundering your rook. And E5, yeah, you have to go back to E3. You couldn't take that pawn.
Pre-move. Knight H4 and G6. No, he's not gonna make it.
The king is trapped.
Knight E5 though. Knight H5. Oh my goodness, he's gonna win the rook. Oh, he's gonna take the pawn. Take the pawn.
He's gonna take the pawn.
Oh, Hikaru's gonna win.
Wait a second.
Oh, Hikaru's gonna win.
No. Oh my goodness. That got so close. Both players were on exactly 1 second.
Alexei had to take that pawn on E6. He had several chances to do it.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. You leave Hikaru with a single pawn, he's gonna win the game. That's for sure.
Wow. And look at the score, 5.5 versus a half.
Wow.
Hikaru is completely dominating this match, and I mean, I've seen Alexei play really, really well. So I love to see him get a win here, but this is just devastating again.
94 is crushing. This is another
Ooh.
win. And it's easy too. I mean, this is just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Yeah, Hikaru is
I mean,
crushing it.
From firsthand experience, Hikaru, he makes you lose your mind in time pressure. You get so nervous when you're playing him that it's like you physically can't execute the moves fast enough. That's just what he does.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that being true. I fully believe you there.
And honestly, he might not be as active in bullet anymore, but he hasn't lost virtually any of his bullet strength.
Yeah, knight g5, beautiful move. The knights are just very loose in the center now. And you got to be careful. You've taken f6 is checkmate.
Take the queen. Yeah, no, that's not something Hikaru will miss.
Yeah.
E4,
yeah, and now
this is an easy win.
Yeah, very, very comfortable end game for white.
Wow, it's going to be 6.5 half. Bishop e5 and b8 queen, smooth technique. And it's game over.
Wow. Yeah, it's absolutely crushing. All right. See a similar opening happening again.
Yep, another Benko gambit. Queen a8, rook b8 incoming.
Yeah. Okay, there is a 95 threat, obviously. So Alexei stops that with f4. Comes in with c4 to activate the knight.
Yeah, I mean, these positions are pretty easy to... Bishop c3, dropping another knight. Another win for Hikaru.
That came out of nowhere.
To get one-sided. Yeah, that rook on b1 was hanging.
Yeah.
Now this is winning. Rook b2.
Yeah, usually I would say you could already consider resigning here, but it won't even help that much anymore. The best you can do is get the flight going.
Yeah, but the queen is coming into e2, a resignation for Alexei. And we're going to have a break here, which cannot come soon enough. He's already down by 7 points. And we've got half of the match still to go.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to a comeback from Alexei, but so far Hikaru is just dominating the entire match. And it looks very promising.
Jeez, unbelievable. Well, we'll see what happens in the second half of the match. This is a dominant performance. But first, we're going to take a short break. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. More Hikaru Nakamura on the other side of this break.
We'll be back. The all-new Classroom is live on chess.com. Classroom offers the very best virtual class experience for coaches, schools, and students. You can connect with anyone at any time with native video and voice conferencing. Check out the best way to teach and learn at chess.com/classroom. It's a new feature on chess.com. It's absolutely amazing. So definitely check it out, guys.
Absolutely. And we hope you've been checking out the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. So we have a look at the bracket. We're watching the round of 16 today and tomorrow. First two matches today were very close. Second two matches, including the one we're currently watching between Hikaru Nakamura and Alexei Sarana, Anamaya, has been just a total demolition.
I completely agree with that. Yeah. And despite the score being so one-sided, we have the results of the community poll. Hikaru has been voted 68% of you guys, whereas Sarana got 32% of you guys. So yeah, it still lead for Hikaru, but yeah, some of you guys were still supporting Sarana.
Well, I mean, there is enough time for 7 games, but if we're honest, the real question here is, will Alexei win a game this match?
Yeah, completely true. Yeah, we saw Sergei Sigalko still getting some wins there. Maybe we'll see a comeback here from playing. Alexei.
Sergei didn't have enough. He was playing 30-second chess there, as we saw.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to some wins here from Alexei, at least. Even though it's really impossible to win this match anymore.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, crazier things have happened, I suppose. I mean, actually, they haven't. But at some point, the craziest thing to ever happen has to happen, right?
For sure, yeah. This is the Bullet Chess Championship. Like in any format, anything can happen. But if there's something that can happen, it's in Bullet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Hikaru here with a vintage sort of knight f3, e3, King's Indian attack setup that he likes in Bullet. He's going to get his knight to c4. And again, always keeping that 10-second time advantage. It's like no matter what the position is.
Yeah, I liked Black's activity here, but he got pushed back very quickly as soon as he got into the other half of the position. So
he could have won a piece there. Now I think Black is in pretty decent shape, but that knight on g4 could get trapped with the move h3. So Black should go rook e8 here. Alexei has to go rook e8. He has to go fast. He's taking way too long. Oh,
he's down in almost 10 seconds on the clock. That's very costly. He plays h5 to open up the square.
That's it. Hikaru wins the pawn. He wins the game. Just like that. It's all he needs. Be close.
It's all he needs.
It's all he needs. An extra pawn, 5 extra seconds, and rook d3.
Oh, just making sure he doesn't lose that pawn.
That is a cool move. Alexei actually has equalized here, but not equalized on the clock. That's the important bit.
Yeah, and it's not super simple to make some pre-moves here because you can just lose your rook very easily.
Rook d4, maybe.
Oh, a rook trade.
D4. Should be flaggable for Hikaru, although not exactly. Oh,
yeah, this is the worst to be in. It's pretty much the worst to be in.
Oh, he's losing! Oh my god, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Oh my god, Alexei should win this now.
He's not taking a pawn. Okay, he took it down.
Can Alexei make a queen? Can he make it happen?
Oh, he only has 5 moves.
Oh, he's gonna make it. He makes
it.
Oh my goodness.
He made it.
Wins a game and smiling there.
He won a game. Absolutely amazing. Good job.
Wow, that was amazingly done by Alexei. That was exquisite technique.
The clock was ticking down. So, oh my goodness.
I jinxed him, but he can afford the loss. He's only up by 6 now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Alexei, let's see if he can build on that momentum, though.
Yeah, that was a very, very good game. Very, I would say pretty balanced, but yeah, Hikaru shouldn't have lost that.
No, definitely not. But Alexei very, very happy to get that first win. As you can see, Bishop d3, and he's losing the exchange. Hikaru not missing a beat. Queen d4.
Bishop g5. Wow, that's a very creative move, trying to distract the queen to take the bishop on d3.
Enough.
No.
Whoa. That's not
Alexei going all in.
I mean, Hikaru can take anything at any moment.
Yeah, this is just dropping too much material now.
Yeah, he was so relieved to get that first win, and you can understand that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. All right, so Okay, they're trying to make some trades in the center. The center is pretty much gone now.
Mm-hmm. Knight b4, maybe? No, okay. Oh, there
And
was a takes b4.
I like the bishop on b2. It looks straight towards the black king.
Yeah, Hikaru loves that bishop in bullet. He usually fianchettos at least one of his bishops, possibly even two. Back to
It's
33,
very
33.
practical. Wow, what a rating.
Knight, wait a minute. Something. Rook takes d1 and knight c3 was winning an exchange there.
Yeah.
But now Hikaru takes the queen.
Yeah, and queen b5 is trying to attack the knight because, well, his knight was hanging and he doesn't really have nice scores for that knight. It's looking really awkward on g5.
Queen f6.
Oh, and
Alexi
it drops the
blunders
rook
again.
as well.
Another game. Another one in the can for Hikaru. One last attempt there for Alexi, queen e2, but calm response, king h1.
Knight h3. That's a really nice attempt to try to get the best out of this, but it's not enough.
It is. Queen g8 and gh is one possibility. Oh, but he gets his knight to g4 just in time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely not flaggable anymore.
No. Hikaru going again for one of those King's Indian-ish setups. Okay, queen trade.
Plays f4, opening up the position a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking on e5, it's a pawn, but you're gonna lose that pawn, and the pawn structure is not looking very happy for white.
No, and black's got that blockade on the e5 square. Here comes Hikaru's knight heading for f2, of course. White's not going to allow that, but now he's going to lose the g2 pawn, I think. Bishop h6 is a threat.
Yeah, the position is just falling apart.
Whoops.
Drops the knight.
But he wins it back. Maybe that was part of the plan. Who knows? Oh, knight f5.
Knight f5. Oh, you can't make that up.
That's a nice move. And now he's 2 pawns up.
Now there's also rook takes e3.
Wow, knight e6.
It's like everything works when you watch Hikaru play. All the tactics, everything just works.
Everything. Every idea, whatever he plays, is just really going to work. And even if you think it doesn't, it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
King f6.
Yeah, now he has a really nice majority on the king side, so it's only a matter of time till he converts this to win.
Yeah, just don't go king g5 because of the fork. It's not something Hikaru has any plans to miss.
Almost looks like a checkmate, but still has one square. Yeah. 10.5, 1.5 now. 9 minutes still left in the match, so that's still a bunch of games left.
Right. No, this is a total drubbing. e5, d6. Bull.
Oof.
Oh, but maybe this is actually not so good for white because knight takes e5 is a huge threat. No, this is actually really, really bad for white.
Right, yeah, queen takes g2 is a big threat if the knight disappears from f3. So,
I don't see a move here for Hikaru.
Yeah, he's burning down the time now on this clock.
Now after knight e5, Alexi's going to win a second pawn on d6, and he should win the game. But that's not something you're ever sure of against Hikaru.
Exactly, I was going to say. Okay, the knight is jumping to e5, so there's definitely some compensation here for white, but it shouldn't be enough. There's no way. The pawn structure is just too awkward for that.
King g7 and another pawn on h4 could have been captured there. Instead, he's got this massive diagonal for his bishop. f6 is possible. f6 one's
I was gonna ask, is he gonna...
Oh,
okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about the knight there. I wanted to get rid of it, but it's really hard to get rid of that.
This is unreal. I don't think Hikaru is losing this game. In fact, I think he's got winning chances now with queen e5 check, a big threat.
Yeah, with Hikaru, anything is still possible. He's down a pawn or two. It's still winnable.
He should have gone bishop a6, I think, should have Alexi. Now bishop e4, still maybe winning for black, but it's going to be close.
The speed of both players.
No, this is impressive. King c4. Oh, Hikaru's let his king in. Bishop f5 and king b3. This is winning for black now.
Picking up the pawn on a3 is very, very crucial.
It's over. a2. He's going to make a queen. You should win this easily. Huh.
Oh, I was going to say grabs the knight, but nope, 95.
Wait a minute, 3 seconds for Alexei. Okay, he
Takes a
it
knight
and-
just to make sure that this knight is gonna bother him, and we see resignation. Very good. Another
And
point for Alexei.
Another point. Yeah, he's doing his best. That much is very clear. But doing your best against Hikaru, not enough. That results in an 8-point deficit.
Yeah, exactly. This pairing is very, very tough for Alexei, but luckily he still has a chance in the losers bracket after this. So that's definitely something to look forward to.
God, this is a crushing game, by the way. He's out to an amazing start at the opening.
Wait a second. Are there
D6.
some bishop takes e5, rook takes f6 tactics?
Yeah, there are.
There he goes.
And you called it. But how do you follow up? Queen c6 and d6, or do you go d6
Oh,
immediately?
d6.
Bishop
And maybe
d5?
d7?
Or d7?
D7 cutting off the queen?
Neither. He was rook d1. I don't know about that move. Rook d1's way too slow. Now he goes d7. But king
Now he
c7.
goes with king
black's okay.
c7. It's
Oh my god.
you
Hikaru's
cannot go
coming back
bishop
from this one
d5
too.
anymore.
God, this is so hard to defend for black. Bishop d5 now a threat.
It is.
But queen takes d7 if bishop d5. No
Yeah,
way he wins
and
this game.
Queen a4, it's still possible. Oh, jumps to
Queen
queen
c8
c6.
and queen c8.
Ooh. And you take with check, obviously. But after queen c8, king e7.
Yeah, I guess d8 queen and rook d7 there was the mate.
Right.
But this is still completely winning. How has Hikaru survived this for as long as he has? And rook d6 is game winning. Serrano with 2 wins in a row now. Okay. Alexei not going down without a fight. Unfortunately, it's coming a little bit too late.
Yeah, Hikaru is running down the clock to make sure that he's not he's wasting the clock time, the match time.
Something tells me there isn't enough time to surmount a 7-point lead in 5 minutes, but
Very true.
mate. Okay. Let's see if Alexei can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I love seeing like those little compacts. They're not very like life changing for the match, but it sets a good tone at least. It's nice to finish like this.
Yeah, and I mean you're getting some rating. Knight d4, by the way, looks really strong.
Yeah, I remember the rating week 33. It's all gone now.
Yeah, that's the problem with being 3300. I wouldn't know anything about that.
We'll get there, Danya. I'm sure of it. All right, so a lot of pressure on the e4
D4.
pawn. The
This is
rooks are
another
on the
good
d file
position
now.
for Alexei.
Yeah, this looks very, very nice.
Knight e5 is coming. Maybe back to f6. Yep. h5. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not really looking comfortable for white, but now d2. Now the rook on d1 is under attack. Has to go to a1. Very uncomfortable there.
Rook
And
d2,
yeah,
rook d2, but then rook d2. Oh, that's such a good trap. How does he do that?
yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, Alexei is also down to 23 seconds, so he's a little low on time.
Hikaru with his back against the wall, but he's gyrating and acrobatic moves there on the second rank, getting his pieces out. e5, knight e4, maybe.
He's absolutely surviving, and it's really hard to book progress here with black pieces. What do you do?
I don't know, and I don't think Alexei knows either. He tries to get his knight to g6. That's a good maneuver. Queen b2,
I like what
f5,
he's trying to
Hikaru.
do.
Yeah, but he's down to 10 seconds. This is all taking a lot of time.
Knight to d3, perhaps?
Oh, yeah, but 7 seconds, not going to make it.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it.
Yeah,
Man.
Hikaru is way too fast.
Oh, mate threat on d8.
Oh,
And now black is
not too
losing. Queen
fast.
c5, mate.
Wow.
Oh, just
Wow, that was a really nice try by Alexei. Looked really promising, but it's just really difficult.
not enough. It's just, what do you got to do to beat this guy? Who knows?
Yeah, it's almost like Hikaru has 9 lives. Like you cross one bridge and then there's still 8 more to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they said of Alexander Alekhine, the world champion. You have to beat me. That's what he said of himself. You have to beat me 3 times. Once in the opening, once in the middle game, once in the end game. That's kind of true of Hikaru as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the pawn structure is a little odd here. Pawns on e6 and e7. Okay, yeah, now gets the pawn on c5. It's really odd.
What's happening? Queen c4 maybe was a good idea to keep the queens on the board.
Yeah, with the queens off the board, the black king is definitely more relaxed now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what do you do with white pieces, honestly? Like, the bishop on b4 is super strong.
Take it, but rook takes d4 and bishop c5 and rook d8
Oh.
and maybe c3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks very, very good here for black.
e5
The
is
pawn on
coming.
c3. It's just immortal.
Look at that rook on d4.
Wow. Not even
Last
taking
game.
that rook, just waiting for the pawn push to e5 and to make sure that you win the full rook.
Oh my goodness. This is so impressive. And I mean, he just does it again and again, but it's always mesmerizing to watch. He just puts people to shame. That's just what he does.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. I'm glad I'm not in the opponent's shoes, you know?
You're right. And now you can't really take the pawn on c5. This is probably going to be the last game with a minute remaining in the match. And after this match, we're going to go on a short break, and then we will be back just to draw conclusions from this fascinating first day of the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean as we watch Hikaru put the finishing touches on a very impressive display against Alexei Sarana.
Absolutely, yeah. We're in the end game now. It looks pretty drawish to me. I don't see many weaknesses, and the knights could be scary, but I don't think they will cause much trouble.
These are very unpleasant.
Yeah,
Hikaru, he's very good bullet player. I don't really watch bullets anymore. It's not my thing.
Oh, that's very unfortunate to hear, Mr. Kasparov.
When you are as old as I am, you will understand that. He's a little bit too fast-paced for me. Hikaru stalling it out, making sure that this will be the last game of the match. And he might win this game as well, by the way.
Yeah, wow, g5, and the knight has square, f6, and
it's all over.
The knight is just dominating the
Mr.
position. Knight c5.
Nakamura.
Oh,
Wait
takes
a
an
minute.
f5?
He blunders the knight, but now he takes g6. Can black stop the pawns?
He thinks the pawns are just pushing, but the king is able to stop them. King takes
it's a draw.
g7.
It's a draw. It's draw. It's draw. King gets
Ooh,
the
yeah, the king gets to yeah.
Oh. Okay, a draw.
Are you gonna He's gonna play a7 or no?
No, he's gonna stall it out. I mean, it's still a draw. And a stalemate. And the
Wow.
match. The score 13 to 4, a 9-point victory by Hikaru Nakamura. It was never in doubt from the very first game. NMI. This was super impressive.
Yeah, what a fantastic play by Hikaru. Alexei, we should not take credit away from his amazing play. He put up such a great fight against Hikaru, and I was very happy to see him win a couple of games in the second half of the match. But sadly, Alexei is moving on to the losers bracket, and I'm really looking forward to see how he's going to do in his next match.
Yes, we are. And, tomorrow we've got 4 more matches, but don't go anywhere. We still have a bunch of conclusions to draw and some games to look at. So we will be back for more after a break. You're watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. Back in just a few with some concluding thoughts.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. 4 matches in the books today. It was a fascinating day. And man, that went by in a flash. But before we wrap up, it is time first for the DigitalOcean match of the day. And we have both the match of the day and the game of the day. Hikaru Nakamura is definitely the pre-tournament favorite on Amaya, and he hasn't played as much Bullet in the last couple of years. But that doesn't mean he's lost any of his strength and any of his magic. He has not. And his second game against Alexei Saranov from his match today really demonstrates that.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a crazy game, and we're gonna have a look at what happened exactly in this game.
So it was a weird kind of Benoni Hikaru grabbing this pawn on e4. Now things go great for Alexei at the start. Queen a5, f takes c4. White is a huge center, big development, and the lack of black's dark squared bishop is really, really hurting Hikaru. Here, Alexei found a nice move, knight g5, getting this knight to e6, and Amaya, after rook hf1, Hikaru couldn't find a good answer to the threat of bishop f4 trapping the queen.
Yeah, the queen looks very awkward in the middle of center. It's really hard to see where to go with that queen. Even trying to make space is very difficult, and the queen simply got trapped.
Queen got trapped. Hikaru had to give it away for 2 pieces, and to add insult to injury, rook takes f6 and e5. Great stuff by Alexei, targeting this pawn on g6. This looks completely over after queen g6, king d8. This is where things start getting crazy. Alexei, first of all, he should go e6 here, push the pawn forward. This is resignable. Instead, he goes for the greedier option. E takes f6 in this position. This lets Hikaru consolidate a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as Hikaru gets the opportunity, he takes them. And also this knight could be very, very scary on e5, controlling so many squares and also attacking the pawn on f7, which eventually dropped.
And eventually Hikaru does get his knight to e5. Look at the time situation, 30 seconds for Alexei to 16 for Hikaru. In most bullet games, that is game over. White is still up a queen, but now Alexei starts losing all of his pawns. He walks into rook g7. Then Hikaru takes the pawn on g4, goes back to e5, and another pawn on c4. And now black is the one in the driver's seat, but still 10 seconds down. And the way Hikaru handled this is so impressive. If you just look at his clock, he's spending 0.1 seconds per move, and he's making all the correct moves.
Absolutely, yeah. It's absolutely amazing to see this happen. And Alexei had such a good game, but it's impressive. It's super, super impressive to see how Hikaru is able to turn around the tables.
And eventually he gave up his knight, but at this point, the time situation is equalized. His pawns are rumbling up the board, and he gets his king through c1 to d1 to e1, back to d1, a rook f2 check, desperado move, milking Alexei's clock. And after rook e2 check, white ends up flagging. The position already very unclear. Hikaru is going to promote on the next move. And just one of many specimens of Hikaru's brilliance, as he, on the heels of games like these, puts together another decisive performance and advances to the winner's bracket in the round of 8.
Yeah, exactly, Danya. That was a very, very interesting match. And this game showed so well how it was so hard to put pressure on Hikaru. And this was one of those games where Alexei has such a good position from the beginning, but it wasn't able to fight against this crazy defense of Hikaru.
It was unbelievable. And all 4 matches today have been incredibly fascinating. And our winners, of course, Jose Martinez, Jaspem crushing Sergei Zhigalko, Lei Tuan Min, wonderful time defeating Eric Hansen. And in the closest match of the day, Raunak Sanwani by a single point, surpassing Alexander Bortning. That came down to the very last game. But because this is a double elimination, Anamaya, even those players who have lost still have a chance to make it back into the winner's bracket if they win all of their matches in the loser's bracket. I love that touch. It means nobody is out just yet.
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to see how the losers of today are gonna do in their next matches because, well, they're not out yet, and I'm definitely expecting a lot of fireworks from them.
Yeah, we've got so many fun matches still ahead. We've got 4 more matches tomorrow. Let's have a very quick look at who's playing. Let the second match go unmentioned. All the other ones are a lot more interesting. Robson Van Forest, I'm playing Arjun Erigaisi, Andrew Tank against Fabiano, and Federico Perez Ponza against Brandon Jacobson. So 4 more fascinating matches, and all of that starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. with the matches spaced 45 minutes apart.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see you be playing tomorrow, Danya. Wishing you lots of good luck already in advance. We'll be cheering for you on the side. But yeah, visit we have a guide on our Chess.com website. Visit go.chess.com /BCC 2022 for more information about this event, everyone. And don't forget to watch the recaps on our YouTube channels. We have youtube.com/chess as well as youtube.com/chesscom live. So definitely check those out. And yeah, that was a very exciting matches today. Before we sign off, let me please remind everybody that we have the Rapid Chess Championship as well going on this site. The Chess.com Rapid Chess Championship continues this weekend, featuring the top 100 players, top 10 women, and the top 10 juniors in the world. Watch as the very best compete for their share of $20,000 each week, culminating with the $150,000 prize finals in late August. Catch all the action every weekend right here on Chess.com.
Yeah, the RCC has been so fun. There's many more months of it, but this has also been a lot of fun. I am a fan also of these players. NMI, this was an absolute pleasure. Loved commentating with you. This went by in a flash, and I'd also like to thank all of the people on Twitch and YouTube, many thousands of you cheering on your favorite player, and our amazing production team, headlined by Matt, for another fantastic broadcast. But this is just the beginning. We've got the second part of the round of 16 tomorrow, and many more days of bullet action coming up, Anamai. I'll give you the final word, but this was a blast.
I fully agree with you, Dan. It was absolute blast commentating together with you. It was amazing to follow these amazing matches that were so close, as well as very one-sided in some of the matches. But very looking forward to the next matches. Good luck on your match tomorrow. We'll be cheering on you. And I hope everybody in the chat enjoyed today's show.
Yeah, this was awesome. You were watching the Bullet Chess Championship presented by DigitalOcean. We've got more action for you tomorrow. But for now, have a great rest of the day and goodbye.